You're listening to Head Vomit. The following episode contains crude, rude, and often offensive content that may feel dirty in your ears. If you're concerned about your ears, please choose carefully when and even if to listen. This podcast is ad-libbed. If you are seeking a libbed podcast, look elsewhere. The views expressed are not necessarily those of the creators. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight, we have a very special edition of This Is Your Life. Instead of our usual programming where we interview a celebrity or some other famous person, we've decided to take our quest to the streets of Britain, and a nursing home in fact, where 87-year-old John Mills lies in his sickbed. Let's go there now. Well, hello, Jonathan. How are you this morning?
Who are you? Where am I?
You're in your deathbed. I'm here as part of a television crew because this is your life.
Who is this? Cheryl?
No.
Cheryl?
No.
Where am I?
No, your wife is dead. You have had a long British life, and we're here to remind you of it. And we're going to bring in special guests from your life and remind you of just what an incredible life you've had. Okay?
Okay. Fine.
So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first guest. But just before I do that, I'm going to remind you that you were born in 1937.
That's
in
right.
Leicester, but
Yes.
you soon moved up to the coal villages near
Yes.
Worksop
I did, yes.
in Yorkshire,
Yes.
where your father was a miner
That's right.
and he was killed.
He was killed, yes.
How was he killed? Do you remember?
I was just a little boy, you see, and he was cleaning out chimney, as you did back in those days. The chimney fell through, and he died.
It's quite surprising, isn't it? Because you would expect, having a dangerous profession like mining, he would perhaps be victim of a cave-in or something like that. But ironically, it was your house that caved in on him.
That's right, yes. We were all very surprised.
And do you remember what happened to your mother a few years later?
My mother, you see, we were there, large family, back in those coal mining days. There was 8 of us in family, and Mother found it very hard, and she basically topped herself.
That's correct, yes. It strikes me as weird. You yourself had 4 children, none of which are with us anymore, unfortunately, but your sister and brother and second sister and second brother, they all had tons of kids, and all of them survived.
That's right.
And it's through those children that we have our first guest today.
Oh, all right.
So
Who's
come on
that
out,
then?
Jimmy. Come on out. Hey.
Got little Jimmy here.
Yes.
Hello, Jimmy.
This is your great grandson,
Hello, Jimmy. How are you doing? I haven't seen you.
Jimmy.
I haven't seen you in years, Jimmy. You're looking well. I'm sorry I haven't been contributing to your pension pot or nothing, but I've been a little bit unwell.
It's all right, Grandad. They've got me up the chimneys. I'm making my own money now. I'm a big boy.
Oh, stay away from those chimneys, little Jimmy. They're dangerous. Why are you up the chimney anyway? You shouldn't be doing that. You should be working in banking or something, Jimmy.
Mother says I can study for the banking while I'm up the chimney.
Right. Okay, well, take it easy. It's great to see you. And, just be careful.
Here, Grandad, you haven't got a couple of bob, have you?
Well, I don't know where my wallet is. Cheryl.
It's
in
all
my
right.
wallet.
Cheryl. It's all right. It's all right.
Cheryl.
It's all right, John. Cheryl's dead, remember? Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. If you'd just like to, move over there by the, that's it, by the echogram. Yep. And
Sorry, there's a lot of people in this room. I haven't seen a lot of them before.
there's actually only 3 of us in here.
Oh, I might be seeing double then.
This is just a suggestion, and I could be completely wrong here, but I think you might be seeing the ghosts of the past.
Oh, I could be. That's right. Yeah.
Because you've had a long life. Maybe this show is bringing up old memories of people, but that's okay. That's what we want, because we are showing you your life.
Right. Yes.
So after your father had that horrific chimney incident,
Yes.
and your mother topped herself, it was a few years later, wasn't it, where you moved to South America?
I did move to South America.
And was it?
Yes.
Am I correct in thinking you had a rubber plant job?
I did work in the rubber plant, that's right, yeah. You see, I had to get away from the mines. It was very hard. There was a lot of history there, and especially with my parents not around. I thought I could do with a new life. I could do with, seeing the world. So I packed up and left.
And what did you think of it? The world?
I liked it, yeah.
Fate sort of conspired to put you right in the middle of the South American banana revolution, didn't it? Where the rubber planters were beginning to get massacred by the tribes in the jungles.
That's right. Well, I've got a funny story about that. Basically, I was on my way to Mexico. I had a ticket to Mexico, but the guerrillas shot down the plane and I had to bail out, you see, over the jungles. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I'd never parachuted in my life. And I just basically grabbed a chute and jumped out the plane.
So what was going through your mind in that moment when you found yourself sort of free-falling over the South American jungle?
It was such a long time ago. I don't really remember much of it, I've got to be honest with you.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because we have somebody who might be a little bit of a surprise for you.
Oh, really? Who was that then?
Carlos, you can come in now.
Carlo?
This is Carlos, the 7-year-old boy who rescued you from the banana plantation.
Oh, Carlos. Oh, right, yeah. I remember I was hanging from the tree because my parachute didn't really work and I was stuck in a tree for 7 hours. My leg was bleeding. And then this little boy came up and said, "Hello, I'm Carlos."
I remember you, Mr. Mills. I pulled you out of the tree and I gave you a banana to help you.
I do like bananas, that's right, yeah.
You healed up real good.
I remember little Carlos took me to an hospital and he said, "Stay here, get well."
And it's a good thing you did, mister, because all the other rubber planters, they were macheted to death. I went back to the plantation to check on my wife and kids, and they were in pieces.
Well, I didn't really know that. I don't think you told me that at the time, Carlos.
You were gone by the time I got back to the hospital. I was hoping you would give me a couple of dollars. Do you have a couple of dollars by any chance?
Sorry, Carlos, I haven't got any money.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't really do it for financial gain.
There's a banana over there, take that. That's all I can give you, I'm afraid.
Well, mister, the truth is, I kind of don't eat bananas anymore. I got real sick of them after I got lost in the jungle after the machete people killed my family. So I probably just grab a digestive biscuit or something.
All right, take a biscuit, Carlos. Yeah, help yourself. Don't really like digestives anyway.
Thank you, Carlos. Yes, if you could just wait by the stenograph. Lovely. Right, well, let's move on from that turbulent period of your life. Tell us how you got involved in the Korean War.
Well, I'd spent quite a few years in South America, getting well, thought, oh, yeah, why not? I'll go somewhere else. I didn't even really mean to go to this part of South America, so I thought, maybe I'll go somewhere else. I didn't really like it, to be honest. So then I thought, I got on a plane and I was going to go to Japan. The funny thing is, we were heading to Japan and my plane got shot down.
Again?
By Korean rebels. And you see, I didn't really know how to parachute because I hadn't been in the services at that point. So basically, I fell out the plane, I grabbed a parachute, and I fell into Korea.
So you survived 2 separate plane crashes?
That's right, yeah.
How impressive.
At the time, I just got on with it. But yeah, it's quite impressive, yeah.
This is the strange thing about your story, John, because you're such an interesting individual. Because if I'm not wrong, you fought on the side of North Korea in the Korean War, didn't you?
When I fell out plane, I landed on this stretch of road, right, this little bridge, and I thought I could either go left or I could go right. And it's funny now thinking that was actually the DMZ. And I thought, I'm going to go left because I didn't really know what I was doing. And it turns out it was North Korea.
Right, so you ended up fighting for the communists against the Americans.
That's right, yes.
There's so few people alive from that time and situation, and obviously quite a few of them are in camps now. We don't really have much information, but if I'm right, I believe they used to call you the White Devil over there.
I didn't really like that nickname, I'll be honest with you.
And why did they call you the White Devil?
I think it's because I used to steal the grain from the villages just to survive, But then, the Korean authorities, originally they were going to lock me up, but they realised that, I could be an asset.
And then you led certain guerrilla hit-and-run raids against the Americans, is that right?
That's where I got all my military training, you see. They taught me how to fire a weapon.
And then, as fate would have it, you were captured by the Americans, who actually thought that you were a prisoner. So you'd been killing Americans, for 2 or 3 months at this point. All of a sudden, when they come across you, you held up your hands and you say, I'm one of you.
That's pretty much how it went, that's right.
Played the race card.
Well, basically, you know, a white guy going over from North Korea to the Americans, they did think I was a POW. But the truth was that I was on the side of the North Koreans. But I thought, hang on a second, I might have an easier ride here. And I've been slowly leaking intelligence to the North Koreans for about 30 years, that's right. I've actually got a direct line to Kim Jong-un himself.
And that was how you ended up fighting on the American side in Vietnam, is that right?
About that time, the Vietnam War was kicking off, and they needed grunts on the ground. So I signed up right away. I just thought I'd go with it, you see. I'd see where it took me. So then the Americans also gave me a bit of military training.
In Vietnam, the days that you were there could reasonably be described as the apocalypse days of the war.
I saw a lot of bad things in Vietnam, I'm not going to lie. A lot of things I've tried to erase from my memory.
Right. And obviously to help you not do that anymore, we've got our next guest, Cynthia.
I don't remember Cynthia.
Cynthia, if you'd like to come in here. She can't talk because her thorax was reconstructed by a landmine. But she has learnt sign language in English, because obviously Vietnamese sign language is different, I presume. And so she's learnt English Sign Language. So we have an interpreter here.
Right.
And he's going to tell us what she said. And I'll repeat it to you. So, yes. Yes. Oh dear. I see.
What's she saying? I don't quite understand.
Okay. Yes, so it's a bit long. Sorry, I'll give you the gist of it. Why did you kill my family?
Oh, right. Well, I'm very sorry, Cynthia. I didn't realise I'd killed your family. You see, when I was in Vietnam, I was placed on the duty of planting landmines, so that might have had something to do with it.
No, she said it was a knife.
Oh yes. I do remember that now. Lots of bad things happened in Vietnam. I kind of went off rails a little bit, and I might have done some things I'm not quite proud of.
Yes, Cynthia? Yes. She said if she could kill you now, she would.
Right. Well, don't worry, love. I'm nearly there. Not long.
Thank you, Cynthia. And also, if you could just, move a little bit further behind. I'd like you at the back, please. Just because of how you're giving me eyes. You're kind of weird. Move to the back, please.
Cynthia, I'm very sorry. I'll give you a little bit of money. Wait there. Cheryl, have you got any money for Cynthia?
John, Cheryl's dead and you don't have any money. The nursing home has taken it all.
Right. Oh, right.
So, sorry, Cynthia, no, he can't give you any money.
Would you at least like a biscuit?
She says no.
There's no pleasing some people, is there?
Right, and our next guest is actually related to Cynthia. He is May. Do you remember May at all?
No.
May is the hooker you impregnated in Vietnam. And look who she's brought with her. This is Johnny and this is Ming. These are your children.
Right. Well, that's quite a shock, I've got to be honest with you. Nice to meet you all. Very nice. I'm glad you could make it.
Dad, why'd you treat our mum like that?
Look, all I can say is I'm very sorry. I did some terrible things.
And you come back here, laying in your sick bed like you're king of the world, and we've had to be raised by a single mother in the jungles of Vietnam because of you.
Look, I'm very sorry. I was out of my mind in those years on a lot of drugs. I don't know what I was doing.
It's not an excuse. And before you ask, I don't want a rich tea either. Come on, Mum, we're out of here. Oh, yes, no, yeah, okay, yeah, you can go. Yeah, it's probably best that you do, actually. Okay, thank you. Right, and with that, I think it's time to bring the Vietnam War chapter of your life to a close. We're all glad to put it behind us, some more than others, I'm sure. But when you returned, you didn't come back to England, did you? You went to America. You wrote a book, and they optioned it for a movie script.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a funny story. I do remember that because I was off the drugs then, you see. After the Vietnam War, I cleaned myself up a little bit and I thought, oh, I'm going to go see more of the world. America was trying to embrace me with open arms, so I thought, I'll go there. The issue was, all the American planes were, sending GIs back to America, so I had to get in a Vietnamese plane. So I was in the plane and it was flying to America. Obviously, the Americans thought it was a Vietnamese plane, so they shot it down. And you see, even though I'd had a bit of military training, I didn't really know how to jump out of a plane. So I basically fell out of this plane. But as luck would have it, I fell straight into an Hollywood lot. Straight through the roof and onto Spielberg's lap.
So you're telling us that you've been in 3 separate plane crashes and you've survived all 3. And
That's
not only, you landed in the very lap of the famous Hollywood filmmaker Steven Spielberg.
That's true, yeah. I didn't really have much communication with Spielberg after that. There's some stranger falls out the sky and lands on his lap. But weirdly, I just broke his kneecap. Nice guy.
Lovely. But you did stay in Hollywood for a while.
I did, yeah. Mainly in the hospital.
And while you were in the hospital bed, you were optioned by famous producer Harvey Weinstein to make the story of your life.
That is true, yeah. You see, I spent about 6 years in that hospital trying to grow my legs back. Because, there's only so many plane crashes you can take. I did have quite a long time of rehabilitation, learning to walk. And I thought I'm going to write my memories down.
And we heard that actually, when he acquired the rights to your life story, he actually had a screenplay written just so that he could burn it in front of your face. Is that right?
I think he might have done that, yeah. I was on quite a lot of morphine, I can't remember it. But it does sound like something that could have happened, yeah.
And in fact, we have the nurse from your Hollywood hospital here today.
Oh,
Here
wow.
she is, Agnes. Come on in, Agnes. You've got to give her a minute. She's a bit... Hello, love.
Oh, hello,
Come
Agnes.
in.
I remember you a little bit, I think. Thanks for coming.
You want drugs, honey?
Have you got any, Agnes? I quite like some, yeah.
Oh, I got all the drugs, honey. I just gave Bridget Bardot her last shot of morphine and the bitch passed out and she's dead now. You want morphine? You want heroin? You want crack? You want paracetamol? Or you want something a bit lighter? Maybe just want a cigarette?
Well, thank you, Agnes. That's
Okay,
really kind of you.
We can't actually broadcast people offering drugs live on TV, Agnes. So if you'd just like to stand to the side or, just hobble over there by the window by, the Mexican dude. Yep. All right, thank you. So what was next?
Despite my best efforts, my screenplays never got made, and I came to peace with that. So I thought, I'm going to go to Florida like I'd originally planned, and I'm going to start a life. So I started a life, and I had 3 beautiful kids. And then I got a message out of blue from one of my relatives from the mining village saying that they'd like to see me. I thought, hang on, I don't really know who this guy is. He says he's from my past. And I talked to my wife about it, and she said, you should go. So I thought, I'm going to get a plane over to England. I saved up on my pennies, and me and Cheryl got on the plane. This was about 2 years ago. We got on the plane, going to Yorkshire. And then all of a sudden, we hit a bad spot of turbulence, you see. And the plane exploded in midair. Cheryl was completely vaporized. I basically fell straight into this hospital through the roof.
That's right. You landed directly into this hospital, not far from the very bed you're lying in now. And the best thing about it is, we've been able to find Cheryl.
Oh, have you? I thought she was vaporized.
Cheryl, come on in.
Oh no, does she have to come in?
Excuse me, love. Oi, you've been lying again. You've been lying to everybody. You've been lying to me.
Oh no, Cheryl.
You've been lying to your family. You've been lying to these nice TV people.
Cheryl,
You're an
calm
actor.
down.
You're an actor.
Me?
Yeah, you're a fucking actor. I've never seen you in my life. You weren't no 6-year-old banana salesman. Get out of it, you bastard. And who are you?
That's Agnes. That is Agnes. Cheryl, that is Agnes. She gave me lots of drugs.
That's Agnes? Fucking hell, you've aged, love, haven't you? Right, you've been lying to these TV people. You weren't in Korea.
Cheryl, calm down.
You weren't in the Vietnam War.
Cheryl.
Right? Your dad didn't die in a chimney accident. He died because he drank too much down the fucking pub. All right? And your mum didn't off herself. She moved to Barbados, didn't she? To get away from you. You've got 6 healthy grandchildren. You've got 4 healthy kids. And none of them want to know you. They want to see the back of you. And you're lying here on the taxpayer dollar. You haven't even got cancer. You're a perfectly healthy old man. You could be walking to the shops, but what do? You get on your mobility scooter, don't you?
But Cheryl, don't you remember all those planes?
You've never been on a plane in your life. You haven't even got a passport. The most I've seen you ride is the bus. And what are you doing? I thought you were supposed to research his life.
Oh, we thought we had researchers.
Well, who are all these people then? You know, he doesn't know any Mexican people. He hasn't been outside the UK.
I wrote to them and told them the story.
You see what he's like? He's bamboozled you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. This is the first programme we've actually done that's not on a celebrity, so I guess we just thought we were branching out.
You're not branching out with him. He's as normal as you fucking get. He's never been out his fucking sofa or his bed for the last 35 years. He's a scumbag, I tell you. I don't know why I'm still with him.
Cheryl, you're making me look like a fool. Can we cut the TV show?
Let me just do a little wrap-up.
I'll wrap you up in a minute in a fucking doner kebab and eat you.
Yes, so thank you. This is your life, and we're here with Cheryl and John
Cheryl.
Mill, and back to you in the studio, I think. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we normally stick to celebrities, because while their lives are no more interesting, they are at least true. Thank you. Good night.
Mummy? Mummy,
What is it, Max?
I've just found this in the attic.
Yes?
It looks like a lamp. Is it yours? Should I throw it?
It's not mine, dear. You can do whatever you want with it.
So it's mine?
If you want it to be yours, it's yours, Maximilian Bambridge II. Go and play in your room.
Okay. Imagine if this was a magic lamp. Let's give it a rub.
Hello, I'm Aesor, the fourth of my name, and I'm here to fulfill the wishes of the lamp owner, or lamp rubber, as ratified by the Genie Council of 1927 and originated by the Genie Council of 1293. I am your servant, and as ratified in the aforementioned treaties, must perform no less than 3 wishes for you. How may I serve?
Oh, bloody hell, you are a genie. 3 wishes, wow. Okay, let me think about this. Ooh, yes, I know a good one. I would like $6 million.
$6 million?
Yes.
If you would settle for $10,000, I have that already in the lamp, so...
No, Magic Man. I don't want $10,000. I want $6 million. You're a genie, aren't you? Give it to me.
It can be done, but it's quite a logistical nightmare. I mean, I can't exactly walk into a bank and rob it. I mean, I'm 2 foot tall, I'm blue. I don't have any legs. I just float around on this magical, mystical trail. So, you see, for me to raise the capital, it would take quite a bit of work.
So can I have the money or not?
Technically, you can.
Well, I want it. I want $6 million. I want $6 million now.
It won't be now. I have to hire a network. I have to reconnect with my other magical friends, and we have to employ certain people, and they have to be written into the contracts, and it's all signed in genie law, and then certain people have to get into certain key positions in the banking system. And
But you're a magic man.
magic works at its own pace, young man.
So when can I expect to see this money?
Perhaps a year or 2 down the line.
A year or 2?
That's right.
Bloody hell. So have I done this wish yet or not?
Your wish will be granted.
Right, okay. It's a long time to wait. This isn't what I expected. What kind of magic genie are you?
The only kind that exists.
So I get another wish?
2 more wishes.
Oh, put me on the spot. What about a palace like the Taj Mahal? Yes, I'd like that very much. A palace in my name. That would be nice.
Like the money thing, this will take time. There's not really the artisans that there used to be. You know, it would take a long time for us to rear a child and train them in the ways of ancient brickwork.
What do you mean, rear a child? Can't you just magic me a palace?
It must be built through human means.
You're not a very good genie. I'm not impressed with this. I'll choose something else. That's not my wish. Don't grant that.
I suggest a bit more of a down-to-earth wish.
Let me think. There is that guy at school, humiliates me all the time. I'd like to humiliate him too.
What is his name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey
Singer.
Jeffrey Singer. And you would like him humiliated, you say?
Yes.
In what manner?
Something in public. Something embarrassing.
That can be arranged.
What kind of thing can you do?
Well, through the genie contract, we are not permitted to kill, but we are permitted to humiliate. And I know some roughneck people that may have had some roughneck sons, because I'm not sure how long it's been since I was summoned to this earth.
It's the year 2024.
Then they're dead. But I can find another network of roughneck people.
Well, how long is that going to take?
I would say about a month.
A month? Fine. I guess I'm getting this for free. What kind of thing can you do? Do we pelt tomatoes at him? Do we lock him up in the stocks? Give me some examples.
Yank his trousers down in front of somebody he likes, possibly a girl, and then shove a red-hot poker up his arse.
That can be arranged, can it?
Yes, very much so.
In school?
Anywhere you like.
I would quite like to see that.
Let me just write these down in the ledger so I don't forget. $6 million to be delivered in 1 to 2 years, and Jeffrey to be cornholed with hot poker in front of true love.
I'd like to be there too.
With wishy present.
Okay, let me think. My final wish. Something special.
Perhaps something more immediate that could be done.
You're such a shit genie. Not impressed. Immediate. I'd like Jeffrey's crush to fancy me.
A love spell.
Yes. Magic man, make it happen.
Love spells are complex, Master. I would suggest against it purely for the fact that they can backfire. For example, in the 1800s, I did cause a young woman to fall in love with a fellow lamp rubber, but it ended up with her literally not being able to be separated from him, and eventually she hugged him to death. And already remember, I am shoving a red-hot poker up Jeffrey's arse against his will in public, which probably might be enough, don't you think?
So you're saying, if you shove a red-hot poker up Jeffrey's arse, she might then turn to me, because I have a perfectly functional asshole?
Yes, it's quite possible, especially these days, Master, where women like to explore such areas. Maybe something slightly smaller, slightly more immediate, sir. I mean, this is your third wish.
Okay, I could do with a good giggle. Make me laugh.
Well, how do you suggest I do that, Master?
Rub your belly and pat your head and say you're a shit genie.
Now that I can do.
I'm a shit genie, I'm a shit genie, I'm a shit genie, I'm a shit genie, I'm a shit genie.
This is quite humorous.
I'm a shit
What
genie,
frivolities.
I'm a shit genie, I'm a shit genie.
Thanks for the wishes, genie.
Your wishes will be granted in a timely manner, Master. For now, I return to the abode of the lamp.
Yes, fuck off now. Toodles. Babbity babbity magic man.
Hello, Jeffrey.
Maximilian, what do you want? I'm with my girlfriend.
Your time has come, Jeffrey.
What do you mean? Wait, who are you? Get off me, you brute! Unhand me! Unhand me, you brute! What are you doing? No! Don't pull my pet! No! Don't put that there!
Excellent work. Well worth the wait.
Hello, the Lancaster Inn. This is the concierge speaking.
Concierge, what's that? Is that a receptionist?
Yeah, so I'm on the night watch, and I'm here to take any queries. Is everything okay, sir?
I mean, I've got my mini bar here.
Yes,
and,
sir.
I drank the whole lot of it, obviously, down in one. I was just thumbing through the brochure,
which I was reading on account of the TV's not working, and I noticed that you have to pay for the fucking drinks in the bar. Now, what I'm ringing about, mate, is there anything you can do about that? Do you know what I mean?
So, sir, as explained in the brochure, when you buy from the minibar, it does get added to your expenses bill at the end, which you will pay upon checkout.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, man to man. Like, is there anything you can do? Do you get what I'm saying here?
I understand, sir.
Right. So is there any kind of, like, hotel sort of, like, you know... Can we work out a bit of a deal, is what I'm saying? Because I've drunk the whole lot. And I'm looking at the prices in this brochure, and it's not really doing it for me. Do you know what I mean? It's not really acceptable.
Would you like your minibar refilled, sir? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that's not the problem as much as the bill, really. What I'm asking is, in sort of a roundabout way, is basically, I've gone and levered the fucking minibar, ain't I? I've gone and levered it. So what I'm saying is, because I didn't understand that you had to pay for it, I wouldn't have done it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have drunk them if I'd have known it costs that much. Do you know what I mean?
Well, sir, it is clearly stated in the brochure that whatever you consume from the minibar is added to your bill.
Yeah, I understand the concept now that I've thumbed through your brochure, right? But all I'm saying is I ain't done that before I'd lathered the fridge. So what I'm trying to say to you, like man to man, you know what I'm saying, is like, is there any way, like, I can just not pay for the drinks? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it, maybe think outside the box a bit, you know what I mean? Like, not, like, forget about the brochure for a minute, right? Just think, is there any way that you know in the history of your hotel or the hotel business in general, is there any way that we can sort of like skip the payment bit?
Look, sir, I have got your bill up in front of me. Man to man, I will remove 2 of these drinks to give you a slightly lesser bill. Is this okay?
Well, can you make it 2 of the more expensive ones?
Certainly, sir. 2 of those have been removed from your account.
Thank
you will
you.
not see those on your bill in the
Thank
morning,
you.
sir.
That's a nice one, my friend. And like I'm saying,
Pleasure to help you, sir.
So just one more question before you ring off, right? Because I've already paid for the room, yeah?
That's right, sir.
You see, I've got to pay the bill for the minibar in the morning.
When you check out, sir. That's true.
Right. I think I've got your twist, mate. Yeah, nice one. All right. Okay, see you in the morning then, mate.
See you in the morning, sir.
Night.
Thank you very much.
Night,
Sleep well.
Night, thank you, mate.
Good night, sir. Hello, concierge speaking. How may I help you?
Oh, hello. I wondered if you did any fresh towels.
Certainly, madame. Where would you like the towel sending up to? We'll get some sent up to you right away.
To my room.
Yes, and if you could just give me your room number, that would be great. Thanks, madame.
You see, I need them because I've gone through 3 already, and I only received them this afternoon. But you see, I had a soiree. You see, I wear an awful lot of makeup, and you see, I've washed them off, and I'm terribly sorry. I don't know whether this is going to be a problem, but your towels are lovely and white and fluffy, but I've seemed to have smooched a slight bit of my makeup onto your towels, so I'm afraid I need fresh ones.
Not a problem, dear. If you would just put your towels inside the bath, we will come and collect them.
Could you just bring them up to my room?
Certainly, madame. And your room number, madame?
Yes, I'd just like them up to the room, please. That's right. You know, I don't mean to rush you, but if you could send them up within the next half an hour to an hour, that would be lovely.
Certainly, madame. If you could just give me your room number, that would be great.
Yes, because you see, I had a soiree, and you see, I used the towels, so I need some more.
Yes, madame. I will send them up to you straight away. Could you please just give me your room number, and I can send them up to you?
But what number?
Your room number, please. If you could just give me your room number, I can send them up to you straight away.
Oh, it says numbers on the phone I dialed.
Look, madame, if you just go to the, if you just walk to the front of your room, go to the door, and look at the number on your door. It's also written on the brochure, and your key. If you could give me the key.
Oh, I had my key in my bag. Hang on. Bear with me a second, please. can't seem to find it. Oh no, what do I do? Oh, I do hope some strange man doesn't come into my room in the middle of the night.
Not a problem, madame. If you could just tell me your name, I can look upon the system to find your room.
My name?
Yes, your name, madame. Your name, madame.
Fuck.
This job. Right, back to the paperwork. Find the keys for this room. No. Hello, concierge speaking. How may I help?
Oh, hello. I'm not sure whether you're the right person to call, but I've heard an awful commotion downstairs. I'm in room 509.
A commotion,
and,
sir?
Yes, right below me, you see. I heard a little bit of banging, and of course that's not anything to complain about in hotels. Of course, people are entitled to marital or extramarital fun, but this wasn't the sort of rhythmic pumping you'd expect. So I thought I'd better give you a call and see if one of you chaps might like to investigate.
Could you describe the noise for me, please, sir?
Well, like I say, there's nothing rhythmic particularly about it, but it was sort of like the noise you might get if somebody had forgotten something in the fridge and kept having to open it and slam it again. And it was accompanied by this funny old thing that I suppose might have been a blood-curdling scream. Although I suppose it could have been a wild bat or something out the window, but I've got both the windows shut.
We do have a problem with wild bats here, sir.
Oh, yes, I thought you did.
We shall send someone up to the room. If you could just give me one second.
No, it's not my room, though. It's directly below me, which I
Directly
presume...
below you, sir.
I presume it's 409, I suppose.
409 or 6, yeah.
Well, I'm 509, so I presume it's 509, 409.
409.
Although I suppose if somebody has twisted the letter around on the number on my room, I could be in 506 by accident, but I don't think so.
If you could just give me your name, sir.
Yes, it's Mr. Smith.
Smith. Let me just get this
It's
on.
J.R. Smith.
Mr. J.R. Smith. Ah, Mr. Smith, it says
Yes.
you're in room number 506, sir.
Well, I'll be son. Oh, hang on a second here. Hang on a second. This 9's wonky. Yes, I see what you mean now. Yes, no, I had to give it a little twist, and it's... Oh, bloody hell. But you know, I want to just tell you that I'm not the sort of person to regularly ring up about these kind of things. I don't like to make a fuss, you know. The banging is one thing, obviously, you know. I'm an adult. We're both adults. But I think if it wasn't accompanied by the blood-curdling scream, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. And I think it's perfectly reasonable for a man to ring up, even in the middle of the night. You know, I was up and I wasn't doing anything anyway. In fact, I was trying to get some sleep. But that awful soiree downstairs, they were making so much noise, so I thought I'd come back up to my room. And, you know, I thought the scream might have been a bat, as I told you before, but I thought it might have also been some over-enthusiastic reveller from the soiree below. But it seems to me that at least in good conscience, sir, I must report it. So I have done.
Thank you very much for reporting it, sir. Very much appreciated.
All right, no problem.
We shall send someone to have a look at the issue, sir. Sleep well.
Righto. Thank you. Goodbye.
Concierge speaking. How may I help?
There's been a trouble.
A trouble?
Yes, a trouble.
What kind of trouble? How may I help?
Bad trouble, sir.
If you could just give me your room number.
It's not my room.
Not your room?
No, I'm not even staying at this hotel. I was just walking through and see if I could get a beer at the bar. Everywhere else is closed. I suppose I could look on the door or something.
Yes, please. If you could just look on the door and give me the room.
It says 406, although I suppose it could be a 9 if someone screwed it on backwards.
406 or 409?
Yeah. But I think you need to call the police. Don't send anyone up here yet.
The police?
Yes.
Oh, sure. What has happened?
There was a woman, I ran into her in the hall, but she had these big old shoulders, and then she turned to me and she asked me if I had any fresh towels, and I said, what? And then she turned and I saw she had this stubble on her face, and I didn't know what to do. My heart was beating, and I said, no, I haven't got any fresh towels, and so she looked at me with this look of disappointment in her face, and yet it was somehow anger, and I just thought, you know, why is she angry at me? Who am I? She turned away, and I just thought, okay, I'm walking in the same direction anyway. And she opened a door, and I peered in, and God, I wish I hadn't, God, oh, please God, but I did. She called someone on the phone, and I heard her talking about towels again. I think she's fucking mad. Don't come up here. Don't send anyone without a gun up here. Call everyone!
Concierge speaking. How may I help?
Oh, you're right, Andrew. It's me, Jerry.
Oh, hi, Jerry.
I don't know if you know this or not, but we've had a problem in the shitty, on the fourth floor, the communal shitty. I was just cleaning it out, and I saw this awful red everywhere, like red coming on the toilet, red on the fucking walls and stuff, and I thought, that's not right. And I thought, I'd better report it to you.
Well, thank you, Jerry. We have heard of some commotion on floor 4. We are looking into it. What room is this happening in? Can you just tell me that?
Well, I told you it's in the communal shitters right outside next to the elevator.
Elevator, yes, and that is quite close to 406 or 409.
Yeah, it's right opposite. And I'll tell you another thing. This huge she-man was walking out of the elevator, and she had this look in her face, sort of like she wanted fresh towels, if you know what I mean. But she didn't say nothing to me. She just walked past, and she saw me scrubbing, and she looked down on me. You know what I mean? And you know how I am about people looking down on me. And it's kind of unavoidable in my profession, because I'm always on my knees scrubbing shit. But still, there's a way to look at a man, And she didn't look at me like that. No, she didn't look at me like that at all.
Thank you, Jerry. Go to floor 6. I'm sure they could use your services there.
Well, that's all well and good, mate. But I just thought you might want to know about the copious amounts of what appears to be blood on the 4th floor toilets. I'll clean it up, no problem. You know me, I'll clean anything up. But it seems to me like I might be disturbing a crime scene.
Jerry, don't worry about it. We're looking into it. Go to floor 6. Thank you.
You saying leave the blood?
That's right, Jerry. Leave the blood.
All right, it's your hotel. Well, I mean, it's not your hotel, but you know what I mean. You're in charge, mate. All right, I'll be up on the 6th if you need me.
I probably should phone the police. Hello, concierge. How may I help? Hello? Hello? Who is this speaking?
He's close by, listen.
If you could just tell me your room number, please.
I'm in the bar. I'm in the hotel reception. Bar. And what I'm seeing is something out of a fucking horror movie.
Okay. If you could just give me a little bit more information before I phone the authorities.
No. All you need to do is call the fucking police, okay? Call them, tell them come to the 4th floor.
4th floor.
The 4th floor.
Is this the same floor as the soiree, my dear?
Listen, call the police. Oh God, he killed them all. Oh God, he's coming back. I can't. Shh.
Is that a chainsaw here, my dear?
Yes, it's a fucking chainsaw. He's close now. He's gonna fucking Patrick Bateman me. I don't want to get Patrick Bateman.
If you could just give me the room number, then I can report the authorities to the right room, my dear.
I'm not in a room. I'm in a janitor's closet. He's in the hallway, pacing back and forth like a demented demon. He's killed at least 16 people that I can see, and he's dragged them all out into the hallway, and he's carving them up. Oh God, he's wearing a wig. I mean, it's not even a wig, it's like a scalp. He's wearing a scalp of a lady. He's going crazy. He's muttering to himself about fresh towels. Oh God, he's coming closer. He's coming closer.
There you are, sugar bear.
My dear. I should probably call the police right now. Hello, concierge speaking. How may I help?
Yeah, I'm on the 12th floor, mate. Sorry about this. I know it's late. It's just that it's a bit embarrassing, really. I suppose I've used up all my towels.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Please leave a message.
Oh, hello. I wondered if you did any fresh towels.
Did you hear about the lost audition tape for Heat?
No.
Who?
Yeah, it was Arnie and Stallone.
Auditioning for what?
Heat.
Oh, what, like De Niro and Pacino's roles in here?
Yeah. But they just gave it to De Niro and Pacino at the end because they were obviously way better actors.
Right.
Yeah, did you not hear about that?
Is this you doing a thing where, oh, have you heard about this? Doesn't really exist, and now we've got to make it?
Yeah, I think we should read the script, the Heat diner scene.
Right.
The famous Heat diner scene, but from the perspective of
For just Arnie and...
Arnie and Stallone. Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious.
Can I be Stallone? I can't do Arnie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much Arnie I could do. I don't know if I could do Arnie consistently for a whole script.
Well, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
But if you do Stallone...
I'll do Stallone just because I feel more comfortable. I mean, I'm not
I've
saying...
heard your Stallone, it's pretty good.
I'm not saying that I could do a good job. I'm just saying it might be more passable than me doing Arnie. And like I say, I don't know whether your Arnie is going to be passable, but it's
it's
like...
not good.
There's not many options here because there's two of us.
Yeah, I've heard your Stallone. Your Stallone is... I think you should do Stallone, yeah.
All right.
But I'm just saying my Arnie's going to be pretty bad.
Why, like... Okay.
But let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it. I think
let's
it'd be
try
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Fuck
Okay.
it.
Hey, I've seen you before. You're the asshole on TV.
Yeah, seen you too, pal.
Cobra, great film.
You weren't bad either in, who's that, Red Sonja?
It's great to work with you.
Hi, Mr. Stallone, Mr. Schwarzenegger. Come in. We understand you're here for the table read for Heat. Yeah, come in, sit down. Brilliant. I'm Jeffrey, I'm the producer, and I'll be the one reading the narration. So I'll give you a little bit of a lead in to the scene, all right? And then you two just take it away from there. How's that sound, all right?
Get to the chopper. Sure, yeah, sounds good.
Okay, here we go. Exterior, food stand, Hannah and Neil, night. They're at a table, okay? Headlights stream by to and fro from the airport. Business people, families going on vacation, people living normal lives who have never used guns to kill people. Surrounded on all sides by this flow of normalcy.
7 years in San Quentin. In the hole for 3. McNeil before that.
Yeah.
Is McNeil as tough as they say?
You looking to become a penologist?
You're looking to go back? I chased some crews. The guys were looking to fuck up and get busted back.
You must have worked some dipshit crews.
I work all kinds.
And bullshit.
One more time, please.
And then don't worry about it, Arnie. You got this, pal.
Sure. You see me doing thrill-seeker liquor store holdups with a Born to Lose tattoo on my chest.
No, I do not.
Right. I'm never going back.
The adversarial intensity is eye to eye.
Then don't take down scores.
I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best. Trying to stop guys like me.
You never wanted a normal life?
What the fuck is that? Barbecues and ball games?
It's part of it.
That's nice. That your life?
No. My wife spends half her time on the couch. My stepdaughter's got problems because her real father's a world-class asshole. And every moment I got, I'm chasing guys like you.
Hey, a man told me once, you want to make moves. Don't keep anything in your life you're not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat. If you feel that heat around the corner. Arnie, so if you're chasing me, you gotta move when I move. How do you expect to keep a family?
What are you, a monk?
Sure. No. I got a woman.
What do you tell her?
She thinks I sell swimming pools.
And if you spot me around the corner, you're gonna walk out on her? Leave her flat? Like that? Not even say goodbye?
That's the discipline.
What you're left with is pretty empty.
Yeah? Then maybe you and me, we should go do something else, pal.
I don't know how to do anything else.
Neither do I.
And I don't much want to.
Neither do I.
Both of these guys look at each other and recognise the mutuality of their condition. Hannah's like... sorry, what's that?
What does mutuality mean?
It's sort of like, I suppose they're in the same boat, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, one time I was in the same boat with this guy and I had to blow his head off and throw him over the side into the water. I did it on the first take.
That's lovely, thank you, yes. But right now, if we could get back to reading the script.
Oh yeah, sure, okay. Where were we? We're sitting here like a couple of regular fellas. You do what you do, I do what I gotta do. What happens if I'm there and I gotta put you away? I won't like it, but if it's between you and some poor bastard whose wife you're gonna make into a widow, brother, you are gonna go down. 'Cause you don't have to be there. You could have gone and been a mailman.
There's a flip side to that coin. What if you got me boxed in? I gotta put you down. No matter what, you will not get in my way. Get to the chopper. But now we have been face to face. I would not feel good about that. But I won't hesitate. Not for 1 second.
Okay, lovely, Mr. Schwarzenegger. Do you think we could just give it a little bit more emphasis on that last part? A little bit more feeling? Just with that last part. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, yeah, I'll give that a go. Arnie, get to the chopper. Sure. 'Cause no matter what, you will not get in my way. But now we have been face to face. I would not feel good about that. But I won't hesitate. Not for 1 second.
Maybe it'll happen that way. Or who knows?
Bullshit! Maybe we'll never see each other again.
They look at each other for a moment. Neil's wry smile.
Could we have the bill?
And scene. There is one more part of the script I would like you to read, Mr. Stallone. Arnie, obviously, you did a brilliant job there. Brilliant job.
Sure.
Not going to argue with anything you've done or said, because obviously look at the size of you.
I flex these muscles, yeah, here we go. Like what you see?
Yes, very impressive.
Sure.
Yes, there's a chopper waiting on the roof for you, and thank you very much for your time.
Hasta la vista, baby. Stallone, come on. To the chopper.
I got this extra little bit to read here, man. I'll be right up.
Sure. See you soon.
Thanks for all your time, Mr. Schwarzenegger. We'll call you. Thank you. Okay, I'll just lead you in from here, alright? Yeah. Oh, man. Why did I ever get mixed up with that bitch?
'Cause she's got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
Yeah, kind of. Just maybe a little bit more pizzazz on the great ass. The words great ass. Really need to have some more emphasis here, alright?
'Cause she got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Just one more, if you don't mind. Just one more for me. And also, great ass, good. I like how you said that. And maybe just have a little bit more pace with the last bit. So, like, got your head all the way up it. Like, just give it a little bit more pace. All right?
Well, I'll try my best. 'Cause you got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it. 'Cause you got a great ass, and you got your head all the way all up it.
Yeah, maybe not quite so sing-song, you know what I mean? Like, the rhythm was good. Rhythm's there. Bit less singy. One more time, please.
'Cause you got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
Okay, brilliant. I really like that one. Yeah, that was great. Just once more, please. Just to humour me. And this time, I really want you to just lead us up to that end word.
The it?
Yeah. Really. I know it doesn't seem like much of a word, but it is a word still, and I think you should put a bit more emphasis on it.
Right. 'Cause she's got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
It's not really a question, right? I want you to, brilliant, again, intonation was there, lead us up and shoot us off, up, but not in a question way, in a kind of emphasis way. Do you get it?
Yeah, I think so. You got one more, pal. You got one more. I gotta go. I'm shooting Rambo 8.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause you got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Thank you, Mr. Sloan. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, thank you. All right, we'll be in touch. We'll call you. No, we'll call you. We definitely will call you. Thank you. Jesus Christ, did you hear that? I hope Pacino's not gone on the other thing. Otherwise, we're fucked. Hello, welcome to Pictures and Holes, episode 2.
My name is Giles McGrath.
And I have been known as John Marley.
Let's get scratching.
So tell us, John, how has your week been so far since last week?
Well, I've been ploughing my fields again, but I think the weather's turned a bit. It was bloody hot.
It was hot, wasn't it?
It was so hot, my dog died.
What happened?
It was out in the field, working the sheep, and it ran under a sheep's legs for shade, but the sheep buggered off. And then he couldn't catch any of them, so he just died from exposure to the sun. Could have been poison.
Could have been poison.
Could have been poison.
Could have been pesticides they put in the land.
Yeah, we put all kinds of shit in the water now, don't we?
We do. So what are you drinking there?
Tea.
I'm drinking tea. Oh, tea as well, yeah.
Tea,
I had quite a hard night last night.
Oh yeah, what happened to you last night?
Me and the missus are
domestic.
We were in the village hall and we were there for Aunt May's 60th.
Oh yeah, how's she doing anyway?
She was 60.
Right.
Living life in the fast lane.
Does she still? Remember we used to go around there and smoke heroin with her. That's what
you get on the NHS, can't you?
You can if you've got. I think it's rectal dysfunction.
Right.
They give it to you for because it tightens you up. You see.
Anyway,
now there's 60-year-olds walking around with muscles, 6-packs, and tight sphincters.
Tell me what about the hip hop hot topic. What have we got on for this week,
well,
John?
The hip hop hot topic. The hip hop hot top. Now versus then. Older rappers and their skill levels and newer rappers and their skill levels. So I'm thinking people get judged these days. They're quite famous, aren't they? People like Drake and... I mean, people pick on these.
Well, you got Kendrick Lamar, haven't you?
Yeah, old Kendrick Lamar. He was chalked up as being the next big thing on the West Coast, wasn't he?
Well, you used to have East Coast versus West Coast, didn't you?
Well, I mean, it's good that no one's warring anymore over things, but...
But I think the war made some of the best hip-hop.
Well, it could be said,
Check it out.
These days, if rappers piss each other off, they just take to Twitter to settle the beef.
Twitter wars.
Twitter wars. Used to be people in the streets firing guns at each other, now it's people...
typing on keyboards.
Making sure they only use 240 characters per insult.
How can you insult someone properly in 240 characters?
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
I could do it in 4 letters, but maybe 240 characters. If you want to say something specific. I know a bloke who's writing a novel over Twitter.
Do you?
Yeah.
240 characters at a time?
No one fucking tuned in though.
Just like these podcasts?
Yeah, just like these podcasts. No one's listening.
Why would you?
Why would you listen? Why?
I wouldn't
if you're listening to this right now, you've got a very boring fucking life.
Go outside and do something.
Where did you even find this? It's not for you, probably. Anyway, if you're enjoying it, carry on listening. There's no harm.
If you are outside listening to this, what's it like?
Yeah, you can contact us and tell us.
Now versus then.
With new rappers, I feel like they can rap. Like, some of them can probably rap pretty good if they put their minds to it. But there's no money in good lyrics, is there? I mean, why put the extra effort in to write a good verse when all you can say is eat the pussy up and put a thumping bass line under it and you've made $1 million? What's the point? There's no the market doesn't support it, does it?
I tell you, when I first heard of Kendrick Lamar, Joe threw me the CD. He's throwing me CDs now. Can you believe it?
Take
Jet Joe is throwing me CDs now. Joe threw me the CD of Kendrick Lamar, and I didn't know what to do with it because I don't have a CD player in my Combine Harvester on my tractor. So I just got the CD and I threw it into the ploughing machine. So now Kendrick Lamar is strewn all over my field, and the crops freaking love it.
They've been feeding off Kendrick, have they?
They've been feeding off Kendrick, and they're growing like crazy. But I don't agree with it. I wish they were growing to.
Well, if it's good enough for corn, it's probably not good enough for humans, is it? And where do you sow your wheat?
It's on that field just down road.
Oh, right, okay. That goes to Tesco, doesn't it?
That goes to Tesco.
Right, I'll not be buying any wheat-based products from Tesco
Avoid
anymore.
the corn.
Isn't there some kind of quality control against food harming
Well, we haven't been
victims?
caught yet.
Well, it's a good job no one listens to this podcast then, isn't it? Otherwise we'd be in jail.
So you got an artist like KRS-One. I think he does it for the music, for the passion.
Well, of course. That's all you... I mean, you look at even people like Pharaoh Monch, he's still going.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over there.
The bridge is over there. Oh, you're not talking about that bridge?
That bridge over there.
I thought you were talking about the Way Bridge. Ticket to the Way Bridge. That was the Cornish rap anthem of 1999, wasn't it? Do you remember that other anthem? The pasty shop one.
How did that go?
Well, it was like a candy shop, 50 Cent song, but it was pasty shop instead.
I'm going to take you to the pasty shop.
Or let you eat my cordon cob. With the lyrics. You remember that? That was the 98 anthem of the year.
That was just after the Agrarian Revolution, wasn't it?
I think it was while the Agrarian Revolution was going on. They were trying to distract the proletarian elite and the farmers from rioting. So they released a feel-good song about pasties, but it didn't quite work.
We did that with the foot and mouth outbreak.
Foot and mouth. It was actually set up by France, the French government, and we had to burn thousands of our healthy livestock because the bloody French were saying it was tainted. My next door neighbour heard the report, and I saw him pick up his flamethrower, and he headed directly into the garage, and he incinerated 12 of his cows. Oh, you should have heard the screaming. Oh, it was horrible. I've never smelt beef cooked that way before, with napalm. I don't even know why he had a flamethrower. Why did he have a flamethrower? You know why they did it as well? The timing was too convenient because they'd actually grown the best breed of heifers this side of the Loire Valley since 2001. And that's why they were preparing to sell all this meat. They had a surplus. So they said, let's get rid of the cows in Britain.
Along with the Armada. Oh no, that was Spain, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a few years later.
Do you remember back in 85? The bird flu disaster, that was Spain.
I heard about that on Twitter at the time, yeah. My dad died from the bird flu. He heard about it and he said, oh, it's a load of nonsense. Because he was Irish, you see, this is how he spoke. I saw him digging into a big chicken pie. It was just a bird in a pie, with fully feathered. But I came down the stairs, it was about 2 a.m. I was getting a glass of water and he was up in the middle of the night because he was due to be milking the cows in a few hours. And I came down and I saw him tucking into it and I said, Dad, have you not heard about this whole bird flu thing? And he said, oh, it's a load of bollocks, that is. And then he finished his pie and died on the spot.
Went up in flames, didn't he?
He spontaneously combusted. I think there was just too much
bird
flu in him to come out any other way except by flames. It was a crazy time. Birds were dropping like flies, which is a bit weird because the flies were dropping like birds. The flies are dropping like birds, the birds are dropping like flies, and the people are dropping like chickens. I had to incinerate 5 of my family members.
Line them up in the garden.
I said, Terry, I know you usually do cows. Can you do me family? And he went, well, it's a bit of a grey area. And I said, they've got bird flu. And he said, I'll grab me flamethrower. And he just went and did it. I had a pistol by my bed just for the days in case I started to turn. First clock, I was going to blow me fucking brains out. But it never came.
The birds were then, and this is now.
Exactly.
Living in a peaceful world.
Where we can eat stuff and not have to burn our own kin. We're going to have our segment, Whatever Happened To. Each week we pick a famous rapper or hip-hop group or artist that seem to be disappeared from the public eye.
So who are we talking about this week, John?
This week we've got Outkast.
I really liked their first few albums.
Oh, incredible. In some terms you feel like they're experimenting. They had enough people listening to them and they knew they were going to get money and check out their new songs. But then nowadays, if you ask people about Outkast, most of them talk about The Love Below.
So what made Outkast great in your opinion?
Well, I think it was the double threat of both of them.
You got Big Boy. You got Andre 3000.
They worked well together.
They were a good duo, weren't they?
Andre was a bit more floaty, but he was still good and he had intelligent lyrics. And Big Boy was a bit more thuggish, but he still had good lyrics. He rapped really fast and the pacing, they just played off against each other. And so what do? They took that winning formula and they split it up. And it was bollocks.
When I was 14 years old, I was listening to Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I was alive. And then I remember Miss Jackson came out. I think that was their third or fourth.
That was the death
album.
knell. Miss Jackson.
So now we move on to the next segment, and it's Producer of the Week.
Oh yeah, I mean he's one of my favourite producers, but he's not as consistent as Primo or anyone like that. But he's up there with the best, of course.
So what are we talking about?
I'm talking about the RZA.
Who is the RZA, and how did he come to fame?
Well, the RZA is the producer of Wu-Tang Clan. He pretty much was responsible for getting them all together, I think.
And for their iconic Wu-Tang sound.
The iconic Kung Fu hip-hop sound.
Well, that was the great thing about Wu-Tang, wasn't it? They could seamlessly blend rough, gruff lyrics with street poetry, with Kung Fu quotes and hijinks. It was genius.
For them to take the rhythm of Kung Fu and put it in hip-hop and music and records, because it is quite rhythmic. Well, those old Kung Fu movies, when you watch them, there's a pacing to it.
The Wu-Tang Clan actually was one of my first forays into the world of martial arts cinema.
I think it's just cool, isn't it? It's just two of my favourite things, Kung Fu and hip-hop.
And you've got you've got an awesome sonic experience.
Very original sound.
You've got audio delight.
You've got Kung Fu mastery.
You've got heaters, haven't you?
You've got, protect your neck.
You've got 36 Chambers of Shaolin.
I mean, you've got that fight scene at the end of the gravel pit video.
You've got Cream, haven't you?
I mean, you've got Cash rules everything around me, Cream get the money, dollar billion. You've got the whole wool wear line, which is like Kung Fu clothes mixed with streetwear. That's pretty cool.
Well, you've got Method Man, haven't you?
Well, I suppose he's one of the best rappers of all time, isn't he?
I absolutely love the sound of his voice.
He's got that flow though, hasn't he? Like the flowing over the beats, it seems to be his voice and the beats. It's one track. It's not someone rapping over a beat. It's someone make it, it's like listening to a fucking hip-hop orchestra, isn't it?
I think his voice is so majestic. When you listen to it, you also...
He flows harder than my ex-wife, Gertrude.
That'll do.
Okay, moving on now. We've got the last topic of the day, which is the beef of the week. The prime cuts we've got for you today is the Ja Rule and 50 Cent beef. So do you actually know anything about this beef? Because Ja Rule always seemed to me to be in a different kind of class to 50 Cent, in terms of like, a worse class, obviously, but like,
He was in that Murder Incorporated, wasn't he?
Which was the weirdest thing, because it was like, you're going to call yourselves Murder Incorporated, but you look like a bunch of pop stars. It doesn't make quite any sense. He just used to want to be Tupac, didn't he?
He did. That's
just
been done before.
Rule, baby.
50 used to say, you're a shit rapper, and then Ja Rule used to say, loose change. He used to call 50 Cent loose change.
I think that was probably the smartest thing he's ever said. I think it was more to do with the crews, though. So, they both got these different crews that genuinely hated each other.
He was murdering, and then there was G-Unit.
G-Unit as well. Apparently, it got physical on quite a few occasions. The disputes had already taken place in the streets before they were put on the records.
But then there was also the associated beef, wasn't there, with 50 Cent and The Game?
Yeah,
G-Unit and The Game.
And then The Game got a tattoo on his neck saying G-U-Not. Which is stupid, really, because every time you read it, you just think of G-Unit.
Well, every time you look in the mirror, you'd regret that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be like, why the fuck did I get that?
Foolish. I was young, I was stupid, and I had space on my neck. Well, I'm John Barley.
And I'm Giles McGrath.
And we'll catch you next time on Pitches and Holes.
Go out there and do stuff. Go into the fields. Walk into the fields. Mind you, if you're going to do that, put some shoes on. Because in my fields, there's bits of cut CD.
And don't go near my neighbour, because he's got a massive flamethrower. And he's not afraid to use it. They should really put him behind bars. I mean, I did request him to burn my family. But I didn't request him to burn those Ramblers. No. I mean, they weren't even sick. They had nothing to do with it.
They were just walking along.
Generally interested in the countryside.
Let's get scratching.
I don't know what we just did. I don't know whether that's doing any good. Tonight on Panorama, can wizardry go too far? We visit the Carlisle School that's been at the centre of a flurry of child abuse accusations. Our reporters went there and talked with a few of the victims.
After a long drive, I reached the murky mansion, mysteriously cloaked in fog. I'd been lucky enough to secure a few interviews with several students who were willing to speak to us about their experiences at the school. What you're about to hear may be disturbing to some listeners.
I came out of class and someone pushed me from behind and I landed on the floor, and that's the last thing I remember, really.
This is Peter.
I woke up in the infirmary and they said it was 6 months later, and they told me I'd been turned into a frog, but I couldn't remember on account of me only having a little frog brain.
So how did this happen?
It was a prank played by a couple of the second year students. You know, it's quite common for students to be turned into things here, obviously, what with all the wizardry going on and the like. But I just never pictured it had happened to me. I've always been bullied. I suppose I got the face for it. I wouldn't mind so much if it was just for a day or two, but I had people asking me where I was, you know, and my family didn't know where I was, and I was hopping around the grounds, and I suppose it wouldn't be so bad if I still didn't want to eat flies all the time.
Peter, were you ever touched inappropriately?
Well, I was handled a lot, I suppose. I mean, like I say, I don't remember anything, but I'm sorry, I get a bit emotional talking about it still. I feel like I want to rib it. Sally Smith, she told me that Jimmy kept me in his locker for about a week, and he fed me stuff that no human would eat, but obviously I had no compunction about it because I was just a frog. Like I say, it wouldn't have been so bad if I was just a regular frog, you know? But I was a boy, trapped in a frog's body.
The more time I spent at the school, the more experiences I heard like this. I met Cheryl outside the woods, who gave us more insight.
I don't like coming here. It reminds me of the incident.
The incident? Please elaborate.
I'm a great maths student. I'm good at maths, you see, so I like to think of everything through a maths lens. I suppose the easiest way to describe it was I used to have 2 legs and now I have none.
Cheryl is in a wheelchair, speaking to me with 2 stubs. What she says seems bizarre, but I carried on listening.
Me and Bill and a couple of the other boys, we went into the forest and the trees were all there and stuff, and we started climbing them, and it was all right at the beginning, but then Bill, he cast a spell so that one of the trees came alive and it started getting all handsy, and it wrapped me up with its branches, and it just squeezed me so tight that it cut the blood off my legs, and then by the time the boys got back, they were just, well, they were gone. The tree, it had eaten them, you see.
Wizardry schools across the UK are known for the occasional magical mishap. But at this school, things seemed extreme, like the kids were almost out of control. I thought it'd be interesting to interview a spellcaster.
I just wanted a bit of trim.
This is Gerald. Trim?
Oh, don't pretend like you don't know what that is. Or maybe you don't.
Gerald was from a wealthy family.
Well, listen, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I put in my potion. Let me just tell you that it was a love potion. Only I mixed it up really good, because I'm really bloody good at that sort of thing. And when this girl drank it, she started getting off with everyone. She was snogging me, she was snogging the class clown, she was snogging the frog boy. It was gross. And then when she started getting frisky with the janitor, people started getting up in arms like, you kissed an adult, you kissed an adult. And then she went outside and tongue-kissed a dragon. It was gross. It would all have been okay if she didn't do the last part, because it turns out dragons don't take too lightly to being kissed. I mean, how was I to know that my excellent potion would have such an excellent effect on her?
Janine was unavailable for comment as her ashes were scattered on Friday. These kind of pranks would be normal at a regular school, but this is a magic school, and surely the teachers must bear some responsibility.
Well, kids will be kids.
This is Rick Allenman.
Well, you see, the problem is that the headmaster didn't have a bloody clue what he was talking about. Senile old fool. It's one thing to teach a child how to morph a human being into a frog. It's completely something else to let that child run about as an amphibious creature for 6 months. I mean, what are the parents to think? But you know, there's no such thing as a free speech in a wizardry school. I was lambasted. I was kicked out of the Council of Wizards because I spoke up against it. I thought it's cruel and unusual punishment. I thought in any of the regular boys' schools, they wouldn't allow it.
Rick Allenman had a lot of things to say, and I was intrigued to learn more.
Some of the stuff I've seen here is morally reprehensible. I mean, I could give you 100 examples, but I suppose I should just give you the worst. I mean, there was one chap here who had an awful feeling in his tummy. And I said, well, why don't you run along now and go to the loo? So he went to the loo, and he came back, and he told me the strangest thing. He said, I've just passed the wind. And I said, well, you don't need to tell me that, young man. And he said, no, you don't understand. I have passed the wind. He'd had a spell cast on him called the Wind of Windermere. And you see, what this spell does, it puts all of the world's wind into one boy's rectum. You see, one doesn't just pass all of the wind in the world in one sitting. But this poor boy did. He shot out of the toilet seat, out of the window, across the grounds, shitting as he went. Out went his breakfast, out went his bowels, and he landed in a tree 15 miles away. Now, what am I to tell his parents? Oh, sorry, Jimmy's dead. He shit himself half a mile from the school. He returned next week into my class and said, I'm sorry, sir, but I've had the winds of Windermere in me. And I said, you've got to be joking. No one would dare cast that spell on a poor little boy. And he said, no, it's true, sir. You can follow my shit stream straight out of the second floor boy's window, all across the lake, all across the grounds, and I tell you, I can show you the exact tree I landed in. I said, good God, boy, I can't believe you're still alive. And he said, well, I had to stuff my guts back in from the wrong end, he said. But when I found out it was another teacher who did this to him, I said, that's too far.
Could you tell us the name of this teacher?
Yes, of course. The name was...
As he spoke this, he lifted into the air, gusts of strong wind bellowing from his anus. He flew through the air as far as I could see. He smashed through the window and out into the grounds.
With mischief afoot, I thought it important to try and find the man in charge.
Oh, yes, come in, boy. Take a seat over there, take a seat. Don't worry, they're quite regular seats.
I sit down. The headmaster, frail. I wonder, can he even make it to his seat? Does the headmaster have the energy to talk to me today? He slowly fondles his beard and looks like he's unplugging it.
Fuck you now. Right, enough of that nonsense.
You're the headmaster?
Yeah, that's me. Bit bloody windy today, isn't it? Anyway, what you,
The headmaster of this school?
Well, yeah, I mean, funny story actually. The geezer who I'm impersonating was the headmaster. But, he had to take a little trip, didn't he? So I took over. I actually came from the local wizards prison, actually. It's a work release program, and they said I'm supposed to just clean up the joint, but I found this guy dead in his office, and I thought, you know what? This is a good opportunity, this is. So I shaved his beard off very carefully, glued it together, stuck it to my face with these special pins. You wouldn't believe the shit I've seen around here, mate. This place is a fucking madhouse. It's worse than the fucking prison, you know what I mean? Like, prison don't hold a candle to what these fucking youngsters are up to. I try and discipline them, but what you gonna do? It's a fucking madhouse. I don't know what to do. I'm out of my depth, to be fair. But I can't just fucking admit to the wider wizarding community that I'm a fake, that I'm a fraud, or I'll go back to prison, you know what I mean? This is all off the record, innit? Last week, Scotland Yard shut the Carlisle school down for good. Its headmaster returned to prison. The teachers are under investigation. And the students placed into special care. We are just glad that this particular wizarding school will not be inflicting any more horrors on children for the foreseeable future. Good night.
right, Barry? What are you doing here?
All right, Larry. Well, I fell over the edge, didn't I? I was cleaning the office windows up on 189, and a strong gust just caught me, blew me over the edge.
Oh, I jumped.
You jumped?
Yeah.
What'd you do that for?
Been tough.
Yeah, but I mean, how tough can it be? I mean, you literally just... Where'd you jump off?
The roof.
How'd you get up there? It's locked, isn't it?
I choked out Jerry, the janitor. Got to the top and jumped.
Is he all right?
Not sure. Hopefully he's all right.
Fucking hell, Larry.
Oh, look, you see that meeting that in there?
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in that. Supposed to be giving a presentation.
Well, it can't be that bad, surely.
It was pretty bad.
Look, sometimes in life, you've just got to go with the flow.
Oh, well, I did. You know, I was about to go into the meeting. I was ready with my presentation. I thought, I'm ready for this. I'm going to do it. And then I looked at one of the posters that said, just do it. So I thought, I'll jump.
It seems a bit spur of the moment, don't you think?
It was a bit.
I mean, no offence, but I'm feeling a bit, like, I don't know, like you're taking the piss. I mean, I'm here not by choice, and you're here by choice.
Yeah, I guess so. Sucks to be you, eh?
All I'm saying is, did you really think about it before you did it?
Yeah. Kind of thought about it for a few weeks, really. And then, just did it. Don't know if you've ever been really stressed, right? But it's not nice.
I mean, I grew up stressed, Larry. I mean, my dad was an alcoholic. He abused me, and my mum, she was on the needle, and I didn't really have a good home environment. So I thought, life can't get any worse, really. So I just, I've been working my way up, and I finally made it to my own rig on the window cleaners. Yeah, I've just finally started making money. I got promotion last week, and things were going great for me.
It was just a bit work stress for me, really. I just had a deadline and I couldn't really hack it. I've kind of come to terms with it. Might be why I'm a bit dismissive.
Well, whatever it was, I'm sure you could have worked through it.
I don't know if you've ever had to give a presentation the next day. You weren't prepared.
No, I did have to once revive my sister because she'd taken too much heroin. Also, I had to help my dad into his bed because he'd soiled himself. And he used to do that 3 times a week, every time he drank at the bar. And I did have to deal with my mum's gambling addiction, which pretty much put us out of house and home. And I almost succumbed to the drugs myself, but I worked through it. And, thank God, through the grace of God, we made it through. But I don't think I have given a presentation.
Well, let me tell you, Barry, it's pretty tough.
No, I get that. I mean, I had to write a college report once, and to be honest, I struggled, quite a bit. I mean, that's why I got the window job, because my mum said I was never going to be a lawyer or an accountant or anything. So I just thought I'd work my way up in the window profession, and I heard you could make good money at the top, so to speak. Yeah, I've just been doing that for the last year, grinding away every day, getting up at 4, ready for the sunrise, getting those windows shiny, just working 12 hours a day. Sometimes it is hard. Putting my sister through college after she recovered from a heroin addiction, our mum and dad dying on the same day last year from 2 completely different things. It's just been tough. But, that's life, man. You've got to fight through it. Whatever you're going through, whether it's heroin, whether it's crippling debt, whether it's a 500-word essay, all of these things are terrible. You've just got to work through it.
I'd never really reflected on it until this moment. Thank you, Barry. You're a good guy.
I know we're very close to the pavement now, but, just maybe take it on board. I'm going to try and land on this Honda Civic. What about you?
Well, I've been slowly steering toward this Bentley.
Oh, I get it. Die on a rich person's car.
Yeah, well, I thought, if I'm going to hit anything, I may as well look impressive.
All right, man. Well, I'll keep it with the Civic. But, yeah, I guess I'm glad we had this last... Hello?
Hey, Patrick, how you doing?
Oh, hello, James. How's it going?
Good.
Oh, it's good to hear from you. I hope you're calling about more work.
Yes, Patrick, I am. I have a job for you.
Oh, splendid.
I think you'll like this. It's Peter Pan.
Oh, Peter Pan. I must say, I haven't ever really thought about it. Who would I play?
Well, Hook, obviously.
That's interesting, yes. I suppose I could do Hook. I suppose it's one of those Hollywood productions, is it?
Yeah, so about that, it's not so much Hollywood, it's more panto.
Panto? That's preposterous. I'm a Shakespearean actor.
Yes, but you see, Patrick, work's dried up a bit recently, and I'm just conscious that I really want to get you some work. So what a lot of actors do in this situation is they do panto for a little bit, just to, stay out there, keep the name in the public eye, and just get a bit of work, really. So it'd be good, I think, if you did it.
Yes, but don't you think it's going to sully my name?
No.
Well, you have to sound a bit more convincing than that.
Here's the thing, Patrick. I see why you wouldn't want to do it, but I do think, in our position right now, I do think it is a good idea.
Well, what's the company? Is it at least on the West End?
It's at Stoke Lyceum. Have you been there?
I've never set foot in Stoke in my whole life.
It's at Stoke Lyceum, Patrick.
No!
Yes.
You can't be serious.
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, no, you're not. Oh, wait a minute, I see what you're doing.
Look, Patrick, I'm just trying to get you in the mood for it, because I know you might be a bit anxious about doing something like this, but I think you could do a really good job. I really do.
It's a waste of my time and it's a waste of my talent. I haven't got many years left on the planet. I'm trying to get roles that really fulfill me, something I can sink my teeth into. You don't see Judi Dench doing panto?
It's just good to get on the PR circuit and keep your name out there. Think of the poster.
I can see the poster now. I'm photoshopped with a ridiculous wig and a hook in my hand, and it's all flash photography, and it looks cheap as a £1 knockoff Mars bar.
I've sent Bertie round here. I think he's coming in now. He's just behind you.
What? Who's in my house? Oh, I see what you're... Very clever, very clever. I'm not sure that I hired you for your wit, though. I need a proper Hollywood job, and I need it now.
I'm just saying, if you do this, the roles will flow in. It's what every actor does when things get a little bit quiet. They get on the PR circuit, they do a little bit of panto, and then the Hollywood roles come flying in. Look at Danny Dyer.
Who?
Joe Pasquale.
Who?
Peter Kay.
I don't know these people. I'll be known as Patrick Panto or Panto Pat. People will clap for me and I will do a good job. Of course I'll do a good job. I did a good job in The Next Generation. And I did a good job in all of my movies. And I did a good job on the stage in a Shakespearean production, which is the only sort of stage work that I'm interested in.
Look, if you do a bit of panto, you can bring your own flavour to it, Patrick. I'm not saying don't do it in a Shakespearean way, or don't take it seriously. You can take it as seriously as you want, but it's where the money is.
Well, I suppose I did blow it on that marvellous holiday with Ian last year where we went to the Bahamas and saw those lovely ladies of the night. I suppose I'll consider it.
Well, Pat, it's funny you mention Ian McKellen because he's actually signed up to do a panto as well.
He wouldn't dare.
He's doing Cinderella with the last remaining Chuckle Brother.
Where? Where's he doing this?
At the London Palladium.
That's not the Stoke Lyceum.
It's not, no, but you've got to start somewhere. This is Ian McKellen's third panto. Patrick, if you do this and you put your spin on it, you could become the greatest living panto performer.
Yes, but that's like saying I'm the best person who makes sausage rolls in the whole world. There's nothing particularly phenomenal about that.
Just call Ian up, talk to him about it, and, you might come round.
Okay, stay on hold. I'll call him now. Hello? Yes, hello, Ian. It's Patrick here. What do you want, Patrick? I'm in the middle of something. What are you in the middle of, old boy? Well, you see, I'm doing this play, the London... No, you're not. You're doing bloody panto. Bollocks. Well, who told you that? My agent told me. It's all over. It's the talk of the town. What are you doing? I thought you were a proper actor. Surely you have more work. I mean, Hollywood should be banging at our doors. Yes, well, you know, it's not like old times. We've passed our prime. Oh, no, we haven't. Oh, yes, we have. Stop! Not you two! Stop that! Sorry, I'm in character still. Well, listen, old chap, if you're really that sore about it, I did hear that there's a Jack and the Beanstalk production scheduled for next spring, if you're interested. I'm torn. I'm torn, Ian. Yes, well, aren't we all? Listen, old boy, I've got to get back to this. We're in rehearsals now. Fine. Just say that you'll consider the Jack and the Beanstalk role. Well, who would I play? The Beanstalk? Would I not be the giant? Yes, I suppose you could be the giant, but I've already auditioned for the giant, and they said they want me as the giant. What about Jack, then? There's a young thespian called James Corden who's auditioned for the role of Jack, and I believe he's got it. James Corden? That rings a bell. Oh, not that tub of lard! My God! Of course he looks like a 12-year-old boy, hasn't got a hair on his body. But I would play a better Jack. I'm just as bold as he. Yes, well, sorry about that, old chap. What can you do? There is the role of the beanstalk going, or perhaps you could be the magical cow. And your head does somewhat resemble a magic bean. Perhaps they could put some paint on it. Oh, you do like to play with me, Ian. I'll consider the role of magic bean for you. Tell the director I'm interested. Now I must get back to my agent. It doesn't do to leave an agent waiting. Listen, James,
Hey, Patrick.
Maybe I was a little bit hasty before.
I knew you'd come round.
Yes, well, early days. I will take the role in the Stoke Lyceum, but there's one little caveat I would like to put on there, and that is that if any other work comes up in between now and then I'm ditching the panto, and I'm taking the good job. I hope they understand that.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
Oh, no, it can't.
Oh, yes, it can. See, you're getting into it, Patrick.
You rascal, you. Yes, you turned me right around. Okay, I'll speak to you soon then, old boy.
Thanks, Patrick.
No
Bye.
problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That fucking toe rag's bringing about the death of theatre. James Corden, he couldn't even play a cat. I'll show them all. I'll show you how a real Shakespearean thespian plays the part of Hook. Yes. Now where's my slippers?
What about if we had an idea that is essentially Highlander, but instead of the Highlander trying to be the only one, there can only be one.
Yeah.
It's a load of Elvis impersonators at an Elvis conference.
I haven't seen... This is a confession. I haven't seen Highlander.
You haven't seen Highlander?
No. Because I feel like it was a film that everybody was telling me it was shit growing up.
It's not good.
But they were also quoting it all the time.
It's not good, but it is good.
So I felt like I knew it, but at the same time, it wasn't good enough to watch, but I guess it is. I really should watch it.
Oh, you should watch it. You got a French guy playing a Scottish guy,
yeah,
and a Scottish guy playing a Spaniard.
Yeah,
Connery.
It makes no sense. But I guess Sean Connery's too old at that point to play.
Connery gives it his all.
Does he?
Yeah.
He's good in it.
Who's the French guy?
Christopher Lambert?
He gives it his all, but he's just not very good.
His all is not enough, yeah. Anyway, he's the guy with a massive forehead, isn't he?
He's a huge forehead.
So what's the plot, though? There's time-travelling Elvis, is that what you're saying?
No time travel.
Right.
It's just an Elvis impersonator convention.
Yeah.
And then one Elvis wants to be the only one. So he's killing them all. And it's an excuse for us to just do Elvis impersonation.
I can't do Elvis.
You can sure give it a try.
I'm not going to lie, I really don't want to do this one.
Just try it. See what happens. I believe in you.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome back to the Elvis Impersonators Conference 2005. That's right. It's so good to have you all with us right now. But it seems there is one of you among us that thinks he can be the one, the only Elvis in the building. Now, what do you say to this? That's right.
That man ain't right.
We are all here as a brotherhood. Come together.
Oh, amen.
Go to the salad bar, get a burger, and enjoy the good music.
Welcome to the buffet, gentlemen. Please eat as much as you physically can.
Hey, how's it going there, brother? You got the shrimp? You tried the shrimp here, brother? It's pretty good. Although it tastes a little bitter.
I'm just gonna get me some of this tomato.
I'm starting to get a suspicious mind about the shrimp here. It don't taste quite right. Did you put something on the plate, brother?
I won't put anything on the plate for you, man.
You handed me the plate, though, brother. What?
I'm hearing weird things about this Elvis killer.
I mean, we're all Elvis, so if the killer's one of us, then he's got to be an Elvis.
The problem is, we all look the goddamn same. Elvis could be you. Elvis could be me. There can only be one.
There can only be one. What do you mean?
That's right. Eat up that shrimp, little boy.
I don't feel so good. Oh, goddamn. Your cheeseburger. Oh. Somebody get him a doctor. Get that guy out of here. Is this a victim of the Elvis killer?
Bad shrimp, I'm here.
It's just a bad shrimp.
There's always one bad shrimp in the mix.
This here man, this here Elvis said there's only one bad shrimp in the shrimp. Now, I don't believe him. I don't think any of us should eat this here shrimp anymore.
I don't want you to fall down from that shrimp. I want everyone here to be safe. Don't touch that shrimp.
That's right. This man here, he's the good one. He's one of us. He's the best Elvis I ever seen one.
That's right.
I recognize you. You were the Elvis last year. You were the Elvis impersonator. And if it was up to me, if I was on the judge committee, which I should have been, you should have won last year, but you didn't.
I was damn sure close.
Yeah, you were damn close, son. I think you're one of the best of us. So, you know, I'm going to go over here to this dark corner where this water fountain is.
That's right. You go over that dark corner when no one can see you.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you in a minute, brother.
Take a look at your blue suede shoes then.
Oh, God damn it. I got some water on my blue suede shoes. Oh, what's that down there?
The restrooms? This way, please, good sir. You see those two doors there? The one on the right, that's the pisser.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, hey, brother. How you doing?
Not bad, brother.
Oh, just gotta get this piss out.
You gotta drain the main vein.
Oh, brother, you're caught in yours there. You can't get out. It's bleeding too much, baby.
Can you cut that out and get me a cloth or something, brother?
Sure, brother, I'll get you a cloth. Wait this.
Thanks, man. Oh, I can't believe I done did this to my dick. Oh, who there?
Are you the one?
What do you mean, the one?
The one and only.
What do you, the one? No, none of us can
The
be
king.
What you got there?
Hey there, brother. How you doing, brother? I thought the shrimp were bad, so I came over to this dessert rack.
That's right. Stay away from the shrimp. It's nothing but bad news.
See, I'm a late stage Elvis impersonator, so I eat a lot. Try the Tutti Frutti?
I've got one thing to say about Tutti Frutti.
The Tutti Frutti?
It's, I want Baba Duty. I want Baba.
Smoking area? Keep going. Just past the slot machines. You can't miss it.
There, everybody. Something fishy's going on here. There were 250 Elvis impersonators in this room.
Hey, my brother.
Now, I can only see 100.
Ain't but 100 in here.
There's some motherfucker killing people in here, and I'm gonna find out who it is. Now, carry on, enjoy your night.
Oh, hey, how you doing there, brother?
Yeah, I'm okay. All of this Elvis killing's got me feeling funky.
Tell me about it, man. I feel like whoever is the culprit needs to go to the jailhouse.
Are you feeling lonesome tonight?
Yeah, that's why I came out for the tobacco, man. I feel like a trip to the Heartbreak Hotel, boy.
Here, have one of these cigarettes.
Thanks, brother.
Poison cigarette, motherfucker.
You ain't no but a hound dog.
Everybody, there's 50 of us left in this building. We gotta stick together. Are you with me? I say, are you with me?
Hey, man, I heard, I saw this guy, right? I think he might be the one who's killing us.
Oh, really? Who you think that is?
Oh, well, I saw him outside going from with a cigarillo with another guy, and then I only saw one guy come back in, and I know it's hard to spot him in here, but I think he might be the one who's killing everyone. We should go tell someone.
All right, you point him out to me now. You tell me which one he is. You know, I was a lawman back in Tennessee, so we gonna go see who this man is.
Hey there, fellas. How's it going?
Oh, I think that's the guy.
Now, I can't help but overhearing what you guys were just saying.
Well, when we talk about you, boy, I think it's time we have a word.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was the one who came second last year. I see this pistol motherfucker. Get on your knees and love me tender.
But ain't nobody getting on their knees for you, boy. And you better get right now, or we gonna be teaching you the jailhouse rock.
You want to come to the stage? You want to say something?
He's going on stage.
Now listen here, all you motherfuckers.
You can't shoot us all.
I came second last year and I was not best pleased. There can only be one Elvis in this building, and that's me. I've locked the doors. You're stuck in here with me.
We can't get out.
I just want to say one last thing before I blow myself to smithereens. My final word is this. If you're looking for trouble, you came in the right place. If you're looking for trouble, just look right in my face, because I can't help blowing you up with me. I was the one who came second.
It's gonna get weird, I tell you that. So
Let me just do that scene one more time.
fucking hell, why?
Now you see this goddamn pistol motherfucker get
This is so stupid. I think it's just like the switch from like ha 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 was the one I see this pistol. Wait, it gets worse. You gotta do the whole scene.
That was Kylie Minogue with Don't Let My Love Get You Down. We've got a very special guest in the studio today. It's Wayne Grouch, everybody. Now, you might not know this name, but this man has been on the run for 35 years. He's finally now doing the media circuit and telling people what it's like to be on the run for so long. So, Wayne, thanks for coming on the show.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me, geezer.
First things first, tell us, what's it like to be on the run for 35 years?
I suppose I'd say, to sum it up, it's a bit shit, really.
It must be a pretty tough life.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not for everyone. You know, I've been on the lam for, like you say, over 35 years now, and I was a young man when I started it, and then by the end, I'm this haggard old geezer you see before you now.
Let's go back to the beginning. How did you first go on the run?
I suppose it started when I
I nicked my first stick of gum, and I did it from a petrol station down in Hackney. And when I nicked the gum, there was a police officer going past the shop, and he saw me straight away. So he tried to nab me, and I stomped on his foot, and then that pissed him off. He chased me down the street, and they never caught me, and I've been on a run since then.
Oh, so that was just it? Just from stealing a stick of gum?
Well, that set me down a certain path. You know what I mean? Like, it was the gum first, and then I'd done a couple of armed robberies later after that, and then, I did some other things which I'm not sure whether I can talk about on the radio or not. After that, I thought, well, if I've already changed my life and uprooted my life, and if I've already gone to the lengths I've gone to, surgery and all that, just for the gum, then there's no point in going back or giving myself up when I've done much worse things after that, you know what I mean?
So did you make a decision there and then that you were going to go on the run forever?
It was no firm decision for a while. I just knew that I had to keep my head down, you know what I mean? And I think after I was sort of living hand to mouth, moving from place to place for a couple of years, I just realised, hang on a minute, I'm on the lam.
So what's it like to be constantly on the move?
Well, the thing about the lam is you go on it, and then it's hard to get off. It's almost like a drug, the lam. So I'm lambing it large up and down the country and not realising that actually I'm missing a lot of the things that normal people miss, that normal people experience, in their life. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a long-term girlfriend because every time it got serious, I'd be lambing it up and I'd be gone. And she'd be like, well, where's that guy? And I'm on the lam again. So I never had a girlfriend that I married. I never had kids, you know what I mean? Like, my relatives never knew where I was. Half of them were dead anyway from gang violence, but that's a different story. And then, I was moving up and down the country, and I 1 minute I'd be in Wandsworth, and then the next minute I'd be in Cumbria, So it's a very different life, I think, to what normal people go through and experience.
So were you able to get, like, public transport and stuff?
Oh, I do the buses. I do the trains. When you're on the lam, you want to be where you're going as quickly as possible. So you can't be fucking around with 2-hour delays on Southern Rail. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be out the house, get to the next location, get off the train, be inside.
What about CCTV and stuff like that?
Well, that's what I mean. I've gone through various physical changes over the years to help me with my disguises. So when I'm up north, I play the character of Barry Winton. What I do there is I put on a long silver wig, like Saruman from that fucking film, that geezer Saruman. That's what I based him on. I have a jet black handlebar moustache, and then I put on like a sort of cream robe, and I walk around like that. And I think that, you see a guy like that, you're not expecting it to be Wayne Gratch. I'm 5 foot, I'm bald and clean shaven. I look like a peanut, right? I look like a freshly cracked peanut. If you saw me as Barry up north, you'd have no clue. You'd have no clue. Completely different guy. Or like when I'm in Brighton, for example, that's when I'm Rex Wrangler, and he's a biter. So I've got like biter jackets. Got a little moustache, like kind of toothbrush thing, like Hitler. And then I got a little comb over as well. Basically Hitler on a bike. And that works too, because the funny thing is, people always think you've got to be inconspicuous if you want to not draw attention. But that's wrong. You want to be the loudest cunt on the street, because people are going to look at you and go, look at that fucking idiot. He's obviously not trying to hide, is he? And then they look away and they forget you.
So what's your favourite disguise?
I think my favourite is probably the one where I feel most comfortable in, which is the French mime, Giacomo. And what I do for that is just, what a mime is. I mean, striped t-shirt, black jeans, fucking beret, and white gloves. And I go around like that, shopping mall. I can go shopping malls in that. Perfectly acceptable place to see a mime, I think. I can go convention centres. It opens up a lot of possibilities for me. And I think the only place I can't really go with that is France, because I don't speak French. Yeah, that's my favourite disguise, because, I could paint my face too, you know, well, white face.
So you're saying being seen is really useful?
Being seen is the best form of hiding, yeah.
So what's been your longest stint in any one location?
I think it was about 10 years ago, when I was 28, I went to a little town called Stoke. And they've got a lovely lyceum there, by the way. I didn't mean to stay there, right? Obviously, anybody who knows Stoke knows you don't mean to stay there. You don't even want to go there, really. But once you're there, it sort of like sucks you in. Like, but anyway, I met a nice girl there, and we settled down for a bit, and it got pretty serious. And we were actually engaged for a while. But then the coppers were, that was the closest I ever came to getting caught as well. And I did it for love. You know, I really like this girl. I don't want to have to kill her and hide her, but I had to do it. And then the cops obviously were hot on my tail after that. But, you know, sometimes it's best not to leave any witnesses. Do you know what I mean?
So you've obviously committed crimes on the run.
Well, that's the thing about crime. It's a vicious cycle. I didn't want to harm the animals. I had to eat. So sometimes I'd just take a cow out of a field or something like that and strangle it. At first I thought it was all right just taking a bite out of them or two and then leaving them alone, you know what I mean? It'd heal up. But I realised after that, like, they don't like that. And then cows can kick sideways as well. So what I used to do is take them out, lead them out of the field, strangle them quietly, drag them round, hack them up, get the bits, cook them. You got months worth of food there, mate, months. And so I didn't want to do it, like I said. The cats were unnecessary because I didn't even eat those. From that on, so it was like gum, animals. Then I got involved in some drugs. I was running some prostitutes at one point in Leeds till I got run out by the Asians. I did a bit of murder, bit of gambling. Like, I'm telling you, it's a vicious circle because once you've done one thing, you think, well, fuck it, I might as well do the other thing. And then it gets a little bit worse, a little bit worse, a little bit worse, until all of a sudden you don't recognise yourself as a guy who stole some gum. You know what I mean? You're just a rough bastard who's killed a bunch of people, and now you're on the lam.
So it's quite a varied life.
Yeah, I'd say.
So did you stay in tents and things?
Well, yeah, of course. There was a lot of like camping around the place. Like, I remember after that stint in Stoke, the 6-month thing, I had to really lay low after that. So I did a trip across the Apennines, and in a tent, and I pretended I was a walker. You know, I nicked some waterproofs off a geezer. You know what I mean, at knife point, and you know, I just basically stayed out on the lam, lambing it up across the mountains for about, I'd say I did that for about 9 months. It was pretty unpleasant.
Why have you now decided to go public and tell your story?
You know, I'd like to say it's a chivalry or, you know, one of my other many qualities, but truth is I'm dying. And I just thought, I can't get the treatment that I need on the lam. I end up going down to London and being like, you know, fair cop, you know, I nicked the gum, whatever. And they gave me a slap on the wrist for the gum. They never knew about any of like the worst things that I'd done. They knew about the gum. They knew about the cow, eating the cows. They never knew about the murders. They never knew about the armed robberies. And they never knew about all the sex trafficking stuff. So the only thing that happened in jail was that I tried to escape a few times because, you know, it was a reaction really because I was so used to lambing it that I just thought, I can't stay here. Just tried to escape. You know, I was out in 6 months for good behaviour.
I'm sure there's other people on the run. If you could give them any advice, would it be stay on the lam, turn yourself in? What would you say?
It's on a case-by-case basis, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if they got something on you and you murdered a bunch of people, I'd say give it a go, stay out there. But if it's just gum, it's not worth it, mate, trust me. Turn yourself in. They're not going to be bothered. You probably won't even see inside of a jail cell. You can go back to your normal life. If you are on the lam and you're struggling, there are support services out there. You know, there's a good criminal network in Britain, and, you know, some people will help you out. You've got to be a bit wary of some people, obviously. But there's a lot of good criminals out there. The other thing you've got to remember is that the only real reason that you'd have to come in and stop being on the lam is either one, you're not made for it, which is fair enough. You know, you're not built for something. You're not built for something. Got to be honest with yourself. And the other thing is, I suppose, just don't get a terminal illness.
It's been great to have you on the show. I've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
Where are you off to now then?
It's funny you should say that, actually, because even though I'm not technically on the lam anymore and I'm a free man, I do still sometimes dress up as my characters and just go around the world, really. I like to keep moving. I like to keep moving. So I'll probably just dress up at the biker Hitler guy or something and then just go to Vietnam or something and just have a good time.
Thanks, Wayne. Great to speak to you.
Yeah, no problem, mate. I better go soon, though. Do you know what I mean? Time's ticking. Best be off. See you later.
Right, we're broadcasting from the moon, from a little small shack
on the lunar surface.
On the lunar surface, and hope someone can hear this.
1 minute.
We're on the lunar surface, you see, and we made a bit of a mistake coming here because we thought we were trying to get away from technology, but unfortunately now we've lost all threads of communication with Earth. I'm Barry Whiteskin, formerly Bob Crispin, and my friend here is called Suckboy Steve.
15. Ignition.
We've been on the moon now for, I'd say, 6 years.
Yeah, about that.
We left 6 years ago from the North Pole. We could have gone home, but we just thought, we were on the boat and people were using these phones.
I kept hearing texts and stuff. Yeah. And then I thought, fuck that, let's go somewhere quiet.
We choose to go to the moon.
We're running out of oxygen, to be fair. We've only got another 6 months of oxygen. And we had to murder all the astronauts here because although they did know quite a lot about getting off the moon, we thought it was more important for us to have less mouths to feed,
Yeah.
Ate them, took the rations, ate them. We're running low on rations now, so if you could send anyone up, that'd be really appreciated.
Houston copies.
What do you get up to then? Because obviously we're from a different part of the moon, you and me.
Well, yeah, you live on the dark side now, don't you?
Yeah.
And I prefer the light. I thought the North Pole could be quite unforgiving until I moved here. I used to look out into the tundra and I'd at least see wind, the occasional polar bear, and you had the Inuits there as well.
Yeah.
The moon's fucking barren, mate.
Nothing here.
Turns out it's barren.
Moon dust.
I thought maybe we just haven't looked at the moon enough. So I thought when we got here, we could have a proper potter about and see what's about. But no, nothing. They were right. All the scientists were right. There's fuck all here.
How do you get on with the lack of oxygen? That kind of aspect of living here.
I do like breathing. Sometimes when you run out of oxygen, it's a bit awkward, isn't it? There was one time I was choking and I was literally choking. I had nothing to breathe. So I held my breath and luckily I got that door open, decompressed, yanked my helmet off, sucked in some O2 and I was all right. But I think, every day I think about that, it was quite easily, it could have gone the other way.
What do you think of the lack of gravity as well? We've got bounce everywhere.
Well, I kind of like that, to be fair. I mean, I always felt like walking was a bit of a fucking chore, didn't you, on Earth?
Yeah.
But here, you just hop along like a fucking bunny rabbit.
If you get quite a good launch as well, you can glide about 3-4 metres.
Although you got to be careful, because remember Terry?
Yeah.
Terry the astronaut, he went out on a moonwalk. He never came back because what happened, right, is he was bouncing along, he fell over and a small but sharp rock tore his suit open.
Yeah.
And within seconds, he was turned into a Pop-Tart. We got off the shuttle that we stole to get here. I thought it was going to be like a car, like driving a car or something.
Just get in, hot wire it.
But when we got in there, do you remember all them buttons?
Yeah.
I was like, you don't need this many fucking buttons. Every one of these buttons does something, does it?
I remember you button bashing like crazy, like you were playing Street Fighter 5. And you pressed hyper launch, and then we suddenly got shot back to the ship.
Yeah,
not knowing where we were going.
That was really lucky actually, because when I pressed that, if I'd have pressed it 3 seconds later, we would have shot into the sun. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But it was lucky we reached lunar orbit.
We did.
And then we could land from there. And we were with another guy because he was supposed to be on the launch as well. I think his name was Richard.
When you push Richard out of the door,
Yeah.
The space lock, the airlock, and then you saw what that does to a human body.
Oh, it was fucking horrible. He got 2 steps, and I could see him like floating in front of the little view screen.
I remember him
and he
saying
screamed,
down his radio,
"Yeah,
we're not welcome here."
yeah." I think he said, "Yeah, life's hard." It was like a can being crushed by an invisible hand. Anyway, I wish we kept that guy around. And he floated off as well, didn't he? Just floated off. Bounced off along the moon's surface.
Do you think from your years living in the tundra,
Yeah.
do you think that maybe toughened you up a bit and got you a little bit more prepared for space travel?
Well, not really, no, because it's a whole different beast, isn't it? I mean, in the tundra, we thought we were hard done by because we were like, you know, oh, you got to catch fish. And I'd fucking love if there was fish to catch here, mate.
There's nothing.
How long we've been digging that pit?
6 months.
6 months we've been digging that fucking lunar pit.
Just
it's hard
looking for a
work.
plant or some kind of life.
Water, anything.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Should have gone to Mars.
It's just more rock. Yeah, we should have gone to Mars, but then I heard something about how Mars is even more dangerous than the moon because it's got like radioactive, it's like closer to the sun or something.
Well, maybe we can go there next.
Houston and Station Atlantis on the big loop. We don't see a flyout. We're initiating final approach.
Yeah, but one of the things I did actually quite enjoy was actually putting our flag down and marking our spot. You remember that?
Yeah. We took that fucking American flag down and we put that British one down.
Yeah, put the
didn't we?
Peckham one up.
Yeah, Peckham national flag.
Yeah.
Now that Peckham owns the moon,
we're representing Peckham.
We're representing the whole of humanity out in space.
What did you think of the space beings then when you first met them? I mean, there's not many left now. They do cruise by sometimes in their little technologically advanced space buggies.
Yeah, it's weird because even though they're a lot more advanced in technology with us, they still don't have shivs. And so we've been
They
able
don't know how
to
to react to a shiv,
They don't know how to react. It's so primal.
It is.
Like they're all thinking, oh no, they're going to come and shoot us or something. I just step up and quietly shank them.
I live with aliens now. On the dark side of the moon.
They're
so
all
I'm
right,
like,
aren't they? They're a lot more welcoming.
Yeah, and it might be something to do with the shiv. And also, they're very prone to enjoy a bit of, when my name came.
Well, because they're asexual, aren't they? So they don't really understand. It's just interspecies, isn't it, really?
Yeah. And I've actually got a small civilised society of friends and associates.
Yeah, no, you've done well for yourself, mate. You've done well.
Yeah, I mean, I do get you to come round every so often, and we
Yeah,
do.
I mean, we had a good old chat.
We do host a feast.
They're all right. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?
Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse. The aliens could have been, hungry for man flesh.
Aliens always got a bad rep back on Earth.
Well, I think we were always judging them by our own standards, weren't we? But like I said, if anyone's listening to this, please give us a call or come and get us. I know the Earth might be going through some hard times right now.
If nobody does come for us,
Yeah.
what are we going to do?
Well, I heard the aliens were building a craft for interstellar travel, but I don't think we'll be able to use it as humans because they've got those big old fucking hands. We could hijack
The thing is,
it,
they
but
don't get so scared of shivs. I mean, you do a lot of alien shiving on a daily basis.
yeah, I kill at least 3 a day.
But they don't really get scared of it. But
when they die, they do that weird thing where they kind of like spit out a little baby. So like once I've killed one, there's another one born, and I just think, what's the point in this? I'm shiving to keep the population down, but then
the
population's staying the same,
Yeah, but it's
so
not expanding, is it?
Staying the same, yeah. Maybe I'll just try and learn a bit of the alien language so that we can fly this craft. Well, obviously we'll keep the hope up that someone's going to come and get us, but if they don't,
How long are we
we
gonna
need to
give
think
it?
long term.
How long are we
here.
going to give it?
Let's give it a month. I reckon I'll do one more month. You and me both learn the language. We'll go to the feast. We'll keep our ears open. I hope that the aliens finish their craft soon, and then we can fuck off with that.
Where do you fancy going then?
Well, I don't know. We could try Mars, I guess.
Would you want to go Mars? Do you want to look kind of further afield?
Well, the only thing
interstellar?
with further... I mean, yeah, I'm up for further afield. I don't mind. But the other thing is, what are we going to find out there?
I mean, hopefully, a very sparse place where we can just be on our own.
We could find a new Earth, but the only problem with that is, what if we end up drifting in the endless nothingness of space? The infinity of space?
Well, that's pretty sparse, isn't it?
I guess so, yeah.
I could handle that.
Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't be that bad.
If anyone is listening, please come and get us.
Yeah.
Because it's awfully cold.
We're on the northernmost moon base,
Yeah.
and it's you'll know it because you'll see the Peckham flag as you approach.
Yeah. Give them the coordinates. Give them the coordinates.
005 91872, the moon. You know, we shouldn't be that hard to spot. We're the only geezers up here, and if we're not here in a couple of months, you know, we're probably on another ship to the infinity of space. All right. Well, yeah. Good luck, mate. Let's go learn that language.
I'll see you in 2 weeks then.
Yep. See you later.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, sit down.
So, class, we've got a special guest today. Here's Jed. He's a scientist, and he's brought in a little box that he thinks would be great for you to see.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. Shh.
Here we have the Thinkertron 3000.
Wow.
So our scientists have created a little device which allows you to listen to any situation from any time in history. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
For example, do you want to hear the sound of a dinosaur? Do you want to hear the Beatles in this studio? Or the audience clapping Shakespeare for his very first show? You know, the choice is yours. Come up and choose something and we'll listen to it together.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, Timmy, you come up. You go first. Come on.
Hey, Timmy, give me 1 second. I'm just going to turn the machine on. Everybody listening? Timmy, what would you like to listen to?
I think I'd like to hear your mum having a shit last night.
Oh my goodness. Oh, gross.
Timmy, none of that. Sit down. Go and sit down.
Be quiet.
Everybody, we're here to listen to the nice scientist man, to hear some phenomenal sounds from history. We could be hearing anything. Just let your minds roam free and just make it nice.
You over there, what's your name? Mary. Mary, come up. What would you like to listen to, Mary?
The dying sounds of Emperor Napoleon II.
I'm shitting death.
Why don't you choose a sensible person from the class? Who's the most sensible person in the class? Okay, let's go for that. Yeah.
John, why don't you come up? Yeah, here we go. This guy's a gem. He's front row material.
What would you like to listen to?
Well, my dad's a big fan of Elvis. I'd like to listen to Elvis, how he died.
Oh, that's a big one. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, let me get a cheeseburger now. I really want it.
I'm so sorry. He's usually really good in class. Go sit down, for fuck's sake.
Okay, we'll do a few more. That kid over there, he's quiet. Choose him.
Billy, come on. And say something sensible, for God's sake.
Billy, now have a good think. We'd like to hear some interesting sounds from history. You could choose anything you like.
I'd like to listen to something to do with space.
Okay, excellent. This is exactly what we want, girls and boys. What kind of space thing would you like to listen to?
The final moments of the Challenger disaster.
Oh, yes!
T-minus 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Lift off. 30 minutes after the hour.
I really don't understand, Doctor. It's just, they're not normally like this. They're usually such sweet children. We'll give it one more go, and then
one more.
Maybe you should suggest some things after that. Genevieve, Genevieve, come on, you're our last hope. Please pick something nice.
Please, God, be pleasant.
Well, I suppose it's quite a romantic one, really, but I would like to be a fly on the wall and hear the secret conversations that Mummy and Daddy have when they're upstairs hugging.
No, Genevieve, no.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh.
You're a good girl, aren't you?
I can't take your thick cock.
Oh, gross. Stop it right now!
Doctor, leave now!
It's broken. The machine's broken.
Bullshit. It's demonic witchcraft. Should never see the light of day. Never bring it to a school again. Or I'll have you barred.
This is an emergency. Please evacuate the building immediately. Again, please evacuate the building immediately.
Welcome to the Relaxing Sleep Podcast. Drift off into a peaceful slumber with these relaxing tracks designed to give you a peaceful and relaxing sleep. Track 1, Peace. Breathe for 3 seconds, in and out. Hold for 5. And exhale. Breathe. In, hold, and out. You are now feeling more relaxed. Close your eyes. Don't force them. Allow your lids to simply drift shut. You're enjoying yourself. Keep breathing in and out. You feel yourself relaxing. You feel your mind outside and yet still inside of your body. The room is dark, and as you drift, think of yourself not in a room or in a body at all. Think of yourself as one with the cosmos. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. You're having so much fun, drifting through the cosmos. The stars are your friends. They watch over you. Nothing can harm you in your realm of peace. Continue flying. There's no wind on your body, no weight to your body. Now gently raise up your left hand and place it on your chest.
and gently raise your right hand and place it on your chest. You are now like a buried king of old, or a pharaoh, drifting through the endless night of eternal life. Breathe in, breathe out. Now gently take your penis in your right hand. Move up and down. Up and down. Now take your left hand and gently cradle your balls. All through your journey, floating. Where are you? You've arrived in your boss's office. But your boss isn't there. His wife is. You're fucking your boss's wife. You're being quite furious now. Don't forget to breathe. You are strong and hard as a rock. You climax. And you slowly come down. You're back on your bed now. Remove your hands from your nether regions and sleep. You should now be full of confidence and empty of frustration. Next day, when you wake up and go to work feeling refreshed, walk into your boss's office, give him a high five, and show him your filthy soiled hands. Your boss should no longer trouble you.
Now you have found peace. Turn over for side 2.
Every like of our podcasts gets you a free Laugh When You Want token. You can use this in public to laugh at any episode you choose, only once. Multiple laughs may result in arrest. Oh, you're awake, Mr. Price.
Who is that? Where's that voice coming from?
I am your conscience.
What the fuck's going on?
I'm here to teach you a lesson. A lesson in politeness.
What is this? Who is this? What have I done? I don't understand.
I'm sure the sins of your existence have been many and varied. But today we are here because of one specific sin. One that I will punish you for. Take a look around.
I can't see anything. It's dark.
And therein lies the lesson. Does this pitch blackness remind you of anything?
No! Seriously, what is going on? Is this a fucking joke?
It doesn't remind you of the end of any thing that you like?
What? Jerry, Barry, cut it out. Cut it out. This is bullshit.
Your friends aren't here, Mr. Price. but I am.
What? I don't understand.
Then let me inform you. I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
It was 5 years ago when I finally got around to watching the hit HBO series, The Sopranos.
The Sopranos? Everyone's seen The Sopranos. What is this?
I hadn't, Mr. Price. You see, for the last 15 years I've been on a biological testing mission to the Antarctic. We did not get anything but 140p internet, so watching television shows was far out of our purview, I assure you.
What's this got to do with me? The Sopranos. Yeah, I've seen it. You've probably seen it. Everyone's seen it. Come on.
Oh, I've seen it, Mr. Price. Indeed, I've seen it. 5 years ago, I got back from my expedition only to find out that this legendary TV show had been on. Now, like most people, I presumed that the hype was not real. However, I put on episode 1, and let me tell you, I was hooked. Every single Sunday, I would sit down with a glass of Chateauneuf and a lovely biscotti, and I would watch one episode of The Sopranos. You see, I'm a patient man, Mr. Price, and my patience has no limits. One episode a week of this excellent TV show was all my life needed to give it meaning. And then, 5 years later, when I was on Season 6, Episode 2, you ruined it! Starbucks, on the corner of 97th and Elm. You go there frequently, do you not?
I've been there before. I mean, yes, it's pretty local to me.
You see, Mr. Price, yesterday you and your friend were queuing up for a mocha frappuccino in the Starbucks on 97th and Elm. I happened to be standing right in front of you. You see, usually I wear noise-cancelling headphones out in public, but today I decided no. I was going to get my oat milk latte. I was going to return to my apartment, where I had already lined up all of the final season Blu-rays on my desk, ready to be watched in their entirety. One whole season in one glorious day! Can you imagine, Mr. Price, my excitement? Can you imagine my fervour? No, of course you cannot. Unfortunately, though, it was not to be. I was minding my business, waiting for them to make my oat milk latte, and you and your friend talked about the end episode of The Sopranos.
Did we?
In quite a lot of detail, in fact. I do not appreciate having things spoiled for me. Now, unfortunately for you, the levels of passion I have for this show are boundless.
Look, man, look, whoever this is, look, I talk about shows all the time. I shoot the shit with my friends about stuff all the time. People chatter, they do. It's an old TV show.
Do you have any idea, Mr. Price, the amount of effort it takes for a man to avoid the end of a TV show for 5 years while he patiently and succulently enjoys it with a glass of Chateauneuf and a biscuit? For 5 years, every week, I would go on YouTube and see James Gandolfini's face and turn my computer off. I would go on a Reddit thread and somebody would mention Tony or Sal, and I would violently yank the plug from the socket in the hopes that I would not be confronted with the very thing I did not wish to see. You and your careless friend blurted out the end of the end of the show, and I cannot bring myself to relive the disappointment I felt. I left immediately. I didn't even collect my oat milk latte. I immediately started making plans for your capture, for your torture and your punishment. Sopranos is dead for me now. There's no point in me watching the last episode because I know it cuts to black and that's bullshit. But I can't believe I'm about to say this. Tony Soprano will always have a special place in my heart. And I'm going to try Dexter next, but that's not the point. The point is, you, Mr. Price, will pay. Just as Tony Soprano sees black for the rest of his life, you will see black for the rest of your life. You will be trapped there for eternity, so that you know how black my heart is.
Please. No, it was a mistake. And what happened to James?
James is in a similar cell next to you. I'll have to give this speech again, obviously. Actually, thinking about it, I should have really wired up the same speaker system. But anyway, look, the point is you will see blackness for the rest of your life, and then you will die. And maybe someday, when I'm old and grey, I will revisit The Sopranos. But I'll tell you this now, I will never enjoy it like I enjoyed it before. And that is your fault, and you will pay.
Look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. But if I could just say one last thing, one piece of advice before you kill me.
I will grant you one last sentence before I leave you in that room forever.
Don't watch past season 4 of Dexter. It really falls off.
This has been Head Vomit. Thank you for laughing for free. Subscribe and be an ear witness to the slowest growing ad-libbed comedy podcast in the north of England.